presentation of Eagle Radio and KINA Sports. Trojan basketball is on the air. This is Countdown to Tip-Off for Southeast of Saline basketball on KINA Sports. Coming up, you're going to get a full preview of area games, analysis on this matchup, and keys to a Trojan win. Now let's head to the gym for Countdown to Tip-Off right here on KINA.
Welcome in and Happy New Year, Southeast of Saline basketball back on the air here on KINA, and also coming up, live stream video on SalinaPost.com. That's brought to you by Saline Surgical Hospital. Last time we were able to get a victory on the floor for Southeast of Saline's girls. It was in Salina against Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart and Southeast of Saline doing battle on the girls' side. The Lady Trojans of Southeast got the victory, 51-45. On the boys' side, it was a runaway for Bryson Flax's squad. Both these teams for Southeast of Saline hit the holiday break undefeated at 6-0 and both ranked in the top 5, according to the Kansas Basketball Coaches Association in Class 3A, with the Southeast Lady Trojans coming in at number 5 in the state and the Southeast Trojans on the guys' side coming in at number 2 in the state. That game against Sacred Heart was an interesting one. The scoring spread pretty good for Southeast of Saline. They were led by Reagan Getz with 13 points, 11 points for Lexi Jacobson. Maddie Harris had 10 and Brielle Patacic had 9. Southeast of Saline won that game 51-45. Also, the most recent victory for the Minneapolis Lady Lions was against Sacred Heart. It came more recently, though, on Tuesday night this week. Minneapolis rolls into the gym tonight, 6-1 on the season. They are looking to keep pace with Southeast of Saline in the NCAA and also knock off the queens of the league. I think that's safe to say when you look at Southeast of Saline. Southeast right now on the girls' side, they own 28 consecutive NCAA victories. When we come back here on Countdown to Tip-Off, we'll detail this game more, also look at the starters, and have the tip for you. We are off and running for a doubleheader of Southeast of Saline basketball, and it's coming up. Countdown to Tip-Off is underway, and it's brought to you by L&L Advisors right here on KINA.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach, right off Crawford, and their second location in the Central Mall in Salina, and a new location in McPherson, based on honesty and trust. Contact L&L Advisors today.
Opening our doors in 1999, Saline Surgical Hospital specializes in excellence in surgical services and digestive health care. It is the depth of experience and the abilities of the physicians and nurses at Saline Surgical Hospital that make it the ideal place for high-tech and high-touch to unite. Patients tell us, I knew I was in good hands with the friendly and knowledgeable staff at Salina Surgical Hospital. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local community-involved physicians.
Hi, everyone. It's Winnell Garrettson from SalinaHomes.com. It's a new Trojan basketball season, and our coaches have devised a solid game plan. Just like basketball, to reach your goals in the real estate game, we need to have a dynamic game plan. I enjoy working with many of our Trojan supporters in all aspects of real estate. Upsizing, downsizing, investments, town or country. One call to me and we will get your personalized game plan ready to win. Go Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell at SalinaHomes.com.
Salina Septic Services provides septic services including septic tank installation, inspection, and repair. In addition to professional septic tank services, we also provide portable restroom rentals. We have many options available, including his and hers portable restrooms and hand washing sinks. Setup, service, and removal are all part of our rentals. Whether you project a long-term construction job or a family gathering, we guarantee a clean porta potty. Find us today at SalinaSepticService.com, proudly supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
This is Trojan basketball on KINA.
Back here on campus, Southeast of Saline High School, a home game here tonight for the Trojans and Lady Trojans. It's ladies first here on KINA. Let's take a look at the opponent tonight for the Southeast Lady Trojans. It is the Lady Lions from just up the road in Minneapolis. Minneapolis comes in under the direction of veteran head coach Brian Weatherman. So far, the Lady Lions and Coach Weatherman are off to a 6-1 start. 2-1 in league play. Their only loss has been to Ellsworth, 45-43. That was a game where a 1-point lead in the final seconds for Minneapolis did not hold up as Ellsworth hit a 3-pointer in the final seconds to steal that victory 45-43. You look at the schedule, and we always kind of talk about this with Minneapolis this time of year, Russ, is you question the scheduling because of the tournament they go to early on in the season. They play smaller schools like Saline, Bennington, Solomon, but then you look, they have 2 league games against Ellsworth, Republic County, in which they were splitting. Of course, we talked about the lone loss to Ellsworth by 2. They beat Republic County by 15. But these Lady Lions from Minneapolis came out of the holiday break on fire. Tuesday night, they beat Sacred Heart 53-18. That makes you take a little bit of notice, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're exactly right. You talked about it, that early, what you would call a preseason tournament that they got where they're playing lower, like 1A schools for, say, just area schools more or less to get this tournament started, get the season kicked off. But then you look at, you come out, and you get the buzzer beater win against Ellsworth, you knock out Republic County, and then you go and just demolish Sacred Heart, which is the most recent common opponent for Southeast of Saline.
Remember, Southeast of Saline did not demolish Sacred Heart. They only won by 6 points in Salina. Let's go over the starting lineups for this Minneapolis Lady Lion team and Brian Weatherman. Coach Weatherman, one of the elder coaches in this league. I believe he has the tenure over Shauna Smith. He might be the only one on the girls' side with that tenure over Coach Smith, but it's Jordan Peck, Elena Cosart, a couple of seniors, both 5'8", for Minneapolis. You also have Maggie Shoup, who's a junior at 5'7", then 2 sophomores that are leading scorers for the Lady Lions. Brady Weatherman, a 5'4" sophomore, averaging 10.2 points per game, and Macy McClure, a 5'6" sophomore, averaging 11.5 points per game for the Minneapolis Lady Lions. When you look at the Southeast of Saline Lady Trojans, they come in ranked 5th by the Kansas Basketball Coaches Association. In this game tonight, they're 6-0 overall, 2-0 in league play. They will start Brielle Potachik, a 5'4" junior. Brielle averaging 8.5 points per game, also 2.5 rebounds and 2 assists. Lexi Jacobson, a fellow junior at 5'7", averaging 9 points a game, also leads the team in rebounding at 5 boards per contest. Maddie Harris completes the trio of juniors. She's a 5'5" junior, averaging 7.5 points per game, also 4 rebounds. Maddie leads the team in assists with 3.5 assists per contest. Then the 2 seniors. Reagan Getz, a 5'9" senior, leading the team in scoring at 12.5 points per game. She also gets 3 rebounds. And Avery Castleman, a 5'8" senior, 5 points per game, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and leading the team in steals is Avery Castleman, as Southeast of Saline is directed by Shauna Smith, assisted by Steve Reedy. When you look at this contest and what Southeast of Saline has been able to do, of course, they are back-to-back league champs in the North Central Activities Association. They have won 28 NCAA victories in a row. But their domination over Minneapolis surprised me a little bit when I looked back in the archives. Southeast of Saline on the girls' side, they're holding a 9-win streak over Minneapolis. The last time Minneapolis beat Southeast of Saline was January 5th, 2018, 5 years ago. That is amazing to me. Southeast of Saline will try to do that tonight when they defend their home floor.
Yeah, and you gotta keep hot. You gotta stay hot. Before the break, you want to get going on the right path. And I think with the schedule that Southeast has had to start this year for both the boys and the girls, especially on the boys' side, but as the girls coming in undefeated, you got to stay hot. They shot the ball really well before Christmas break, especially from the three-point line. We saw Beloit where it was just lights out.
Southeast of Saline against Minneapolis tonight. Other games around the area. Let's first start with the league schools. Hoisington is at Beloit tonight. Ellsworth is in Belleville to play Republic County. TMP from Hayes, they're in town in Salina to play Sacred Heart. Other games in the area on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Salina Central is at home to play Goddard Eisenhower. Salina South is on the road to play the Railers in Newton. Abilene is at home to play Marysville. Chapman at home to play Clay Center. El Saline at home to play Remington. And Solomon on the road to play Gossel. We'll keep an eye on those scores as we go along here tonight on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Glad you could join us. Hope you had a very great Christmas and a Happy New Year so far as we get ready for what I call the main sprint. It's a little bit of a weird schedule, though, Russ. We talked about this also on the way in. You don't have a big cluster full of games right here for Southeast of Saline. You didn't play Tuesday night. Minneapolis and others did. You come in, you have a Friday night game here at home. You're going to go to Clay Center on Tuesday next week. Then a week from tonight on Friday, you're off. You have a Friday night off. That's almost unheard of in January. And then, quickly, we will turn the dial. The week of January 16th, the Sterling midseason tournament is upon us.
Yeah, and you're coming out of the break. You don't play the first day back when most kids come back to school after the holiday break. So you get them extra couple days to get a few more practices in before. But like you said, you're Friday night tonight, then on the road Tuesday, then off, then on the road in Sterling. We were talking to athletic director Minimum before the game, saying we won't return home until the last Friday of January.
The next home game after tonight for Southeast of Saline is January 27th. So, Road Warriors, they will be, of course, Tuesday night. Next week, they will be in Clay Center. That's the only game scheduled for next week. And then by then, we should also have the Sterling Invitational Tournament brackets, in which is always an adventure with the guys playing at the college and the girls playing at the high school traditionally. I assume it's going to be the same again this year. And really, honestly, if Southeast of Saline takes care of business on both the boys and girls side, they should go into that tournament both as the number one seed. They've never done that before.
Yeah, and that's big because then you can get the fan base to go to both games. They more than likely probably won't play at the same time. Hopefully. You haven't had that success lately, ever. So, you hope you can get them. You both go in undefeated. I think that's the number one goal. But I think first right now on the mind is the Minneapolis Lady Lions.
Jordan Peck will enter the center circle for Minneapolis Lions. She will bring with her Cosart, Weatherman, McClure, and Shoup. Southeast of Saline will put Jacobson in the center circle. She will bring with her Castleman, Potachik, Harris, and Getz. Southeast of Saline wearing white, Minneapolis wearing navy blue trimmed in red and white. Viewing live stream video on SalinaPost.com, brought to you by Salina Surgical Hospital, along with the radio broadcast right here on KINA. Welcome in. Devin Haney, Russ Costle here courtside. Brian Denton providing that live stream video. Of course, Sam Purdy pushing all the buttons back at KINA studio. Here's a drive by Avery Castleman. I saw her working on that in pregame, and it is Avery Castleman night, by the way. She was the captain tonight for Southeast of Saline, and Avery scores the first bucket of the game. She will also draw the foul and go to the free throw line for attempt at the three-point play.
Just a nice little shot fake, 1-2 dribble up, little finger roll up and under, defender on her back as she's going to cash in the three-point play.
Free throw is good. Brady Weatherman draws the foul for Minneapolis. Southeast of Saline off to a 3-0 start after their first trip on offense. Now to defense. Southeast playing a man-to-man. Switch up top between Getz and Potachik. They will stay with the switch. Potachik right now down low along with Maggie Shoup. Here's a drive on the right-hand side. It's Cosart taking Harris baseline. Harris shut her off. Now Cosart's in trouble. Loose ball into the backcourt. Here comes Potachik. 1-on-2 break. Brielle crosses over. Now she unloads it to Castleman. Avery will reset. Around the horn to Getz. Potachik, now Harris. She'll unleash a three. Off the back rim, won't go, and a rebound taken on the backside, and a foul called against Reagan Getz for Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, great job there by Brielle Potachik on that fast break. It was 1-on-2. Her running mates didn't quite get there in time. A great job to pull it out, and a good shot early, I think, for Maddie Harris. As hot as they've been from the three-point line, you got to test it early.
Traditionally, these teams, whoever controls turnovers, and it might seem dumb of me saying this because that's really true of any game, but it seems like these two really get after each other on defense, and it has been Minneapolis making more turnovers in Southeast that has decided this game over the past few years. Here's a couple attempts at the shot for Minneapolis. They can't get it to go. Now a tie-up of the possession will go to Minneapolis as they will keep it here underneath their own basket. 3-0 Southeast of Saline. Over a minute into this game. Here's an open Minneapolis Lion underneath the rim. Can't get it to go. Now a loose ball scooped up by the Lions. They'll bring it back out beyond the perimeter and reset. With the basketball to be McClure. She averages 11.5 points per game, the leading scorer for the Lions. Here's Cosart on a drive, leaning in and bailed out on a foul there for Lexi Jacobson. I feel like Cosart got herself behind the window that time, Russ, but a foul on Lexi Jacobson will send her to the free throw line.
Yeah, kind of got bailed out a little right there, and it looked like it's going to be Avery Castleman as the first free throw is missed off the side of the backboard. Avery Castleman's going to have her hands full with Macy McClure. I've known this whole family for a long time, a very athletic family, so Avery's going to have her hands full tonight.
Cosart misses the first one. She gets the second one to roll home, and it is 3-1, Southeast of Saline. A minute and a half into this contest. Harris will bring it across the timeline. She fades off to the right-hand side of the Southeast offense. Still dribbling, now looking for somewhere to go. She throws it in the backcourt. Here comes Minneapolis with it. One-on-one break. Castleman gets back on defense. Doesn't matter, though. Jordan Peck will tie the game at 3-3. Turnover there for Southeast of Saline, ends up in a run out. Here's Potocik now, coming up the left-hand sideline. She's in a trap. She'll get rid of it, deflected and stolen away. Again, another takeaway here by Minneapolis. Maggie Shoup has it for the Lions.
Yeah, Southeast the girls are going to have to slow down a little bit. This pressure after that made basket has kind of got them rattled. They're kind of all over the place, even on the defensive end of the floor.
Each coach, I believe, has their calling card. Brian Weatherman's calling card is he will press the heck out of you full court, baseline to baseline, sideline to sideline. And he is already going to his bench here. You will bring in Josie Schrader, a sophomore, also into the game. Micah Deronay, a junior, 5'9". Full court pressure again. Half of the Lions retreating. Now a little run and jump showed there by the Lady Lions. Potocik brings it up the right-hand sideline. Now Jacobson, skip pass through to Harris. Quickly down low to Reagan Getz, who kisses it off the window. That was a very fluid play on the feed down low. Harris to Getz for 2.
Yeah, and about the 4th, 5th set of the game, that was a great skip pass and a great job by Reagan Getz to seal off and then come over and get the ball.
Southeast now showing they can play defense as well, but a nice little drive there by Maggie Shoup puts the first points on the board for Maggie Shoup here tonight. We're tied again, back at 5. Almost 3 minutes into this first quarter. Long pass, Harris up the floor to Castleman. Now a baseline travel will be called here on Lexi Jacobson.
Yeah, Lexi trying to set up that shot fake and just got a little bit in a hurry here. So Shauna's going to go to her bench early in this first quarter.
3 of the last 4 possessions for Southeast of Saline have been turnovers. Getz will come to the bench along with Jacobson into the game. Addison Rohr along with Abigail Pearson. Here's a ball that looked to be deflected, and then Shauna Smith thought it went off a Lion on its way out of bounds, but the official did not see it that way. In Coach Smith's defense, she had a much better angle than the official did.
Yeah.
Minneapolis will keep it. Inbound on the near sideline. They get it in. Now a little hesitation. Drive and a block down low by Addison Rohr. Harris will pull it away in traffic. She has it poked away. Now the ball on the deck. It's going to be scooped up, and a traveling violation here on Minneapolis. Had to be called. The crowd doesn't like it, but anytime you take steps with the basketball and it's not duly possessed, it's going to be a traveling call.
And that might set the tone for the rest of this game. They're kind of letting them play a little bit, a little handsy, a little grabbing going on, but nothing major out of the ordinary, so you got to be a good physical game.
I want to say, and I don't keep track of officiating crews that much, I want to say this is our 7th game of the season. This is the 4th time we've seen this crew, and they will let you play. There's no doubt about that. Here's Harris on the right-hand side. Potocik between the rings now, top of the key. She'll go left-hand side to Castleman. Skip back to Brielle. Now back to Avery Castleman, who's in the center of the floor. She'll come to Harris on the left-hand side. It's a zone defense here, played by Minneapolis. Short corner baseline. Pearson, little up and under move. She tried to kiss it off the window. That won't go. Rebound being fought for, and it's Deronay that takes it down for Minneapolis. Halfway through the first quarter, we are tied at 5. Minneapolis has it now, looking at a Southeast of Saline man-to-man defense. Rohr on top there with Deronay. Little pick and roll. It ends up back with Micah Deronay, and she's going to score.
That was a great job on a pick and roll right there, and an excellent job by Minneapolis to force that read right off the pick, drop it right down as we're going to get a 30-second timeout.
7-5, our first timeout, a break in the action. 3:46 left to go. It's a Southeast of Saline timeout as you listen and watch Southeast of Saline basketball live stream video on SalinaPost.com. It's brought to you by Salina Surgical Hospital.
Frisbee Construction is a service organization for the commercial grain industry dedicated to giving you the best in planning, the best in quality, and the best of workmanship, and overall the best value for your dollar since 1949. Frisbee Construction specializes in new construction as well as remodel and repair of grain handling facilities throughout the Midwest. Frisbee Construction Company in Gypsum has emergency crews available as needed. For more information, go to frisbeeinc.com.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
7-5, Minneapolis. They have their first lead of the contest. 3:44 left to go here first quarter. They lead Southeast by 2. Harris brings it up the floor now to Getz. She makes her way to the rim. Can't get it to go. Left it short, trapped between the rim and the backboard, and Minneapolis pulls it away on the rebound. Speeding up the floor comes the Lions. Macy McClure has it. Now she goes to the deck. Ball on the floor at the free throw line. And it's going to be another dual possession, this time the light in favor of Southeast of Saline as Lexi Jacobson returns. Brielle Potocik will check out. Also into the game for Minneapolis, Brady Weatherman comes back in. along with Jordan Peck. So both coaches going to their bench frequently here early on in this game.
Yeah, and I think if you're Southeast on defense, that was a much better transition defense to go back and stop the drive and allow Minneapolis to have to swing the ball back out.
Cosart up top, now Shoup working on Maddie Harris. Harris had the ball bobbled, now to Getz for a long-distance three to see flashes home. Reagan Getz dials it up, and a tray dropped home gives Southeast of Saline a 1-point lead.
And you're coming into the game 10 for 20 at 50% from the three-point line. You got to let it fly when you're that wide open.
Well, she was out there too, wasn't she? 2:55 left to go here in the opening quarter. Weatherman in trouble. She finds a teammate down low. Looked like a clean block, as turning to score that time was Raylan Robinson. The sophomore stuffed up high, but the official said Southeast of Saline got too much of the arm.
So a much better job on the pick and roll defense right there. The pick, they switched it a little bit and rolled down. Now they just got to rotate over from the backside as they were allowed the offender from the other side of the block come over and be wide open.
First free throw is up and good from Robinson, who has come off the bench here for Minneapolis. That foul against Maddie Harris, her first. Our foul count right now, 3-1. 3 for Southeast, 1 for Minneapolis. Game tied at 8. Robinson can break that tie. Second free throw on the way, and the official's going to blow this dead and say a lane violation. So we will continue, 8-8.
It was real close right there. I think all 6 girls have about got in the lane early on that one.
Full court pressure once again. Harris with it in the backcourt. Switch here by Minneapolis. They continue to play man-to-man. Now retreating as Jacobson has the ball in the left wing. She'll play it to Pearson. Abenel back to Maddie Harris. Skip pass to the defense, Jacobson. Lexi, ball fake. This time she keeps her foot on the ground, doesn't travel. Into Getz, and Getz is going to be stripped away by Brady Weatherman. 5 turnovers for Southeast of Saline, and now a foul on the Lady Trojans in transition.
And Maddie Harris just unforced foul right there. Just get back and move your feet. You don't need to try to swipe the ball, especially when you're hacking down, because that'll be her second foul.
Maddie will go to the bench. Into the game will be Avery Castleman. Also, Brielle Potacek checks back in as Addison Rohr goes to the bench. 8-8 is our score. 2:24 left to go here in the first quarter. Back in action here for the holiday break for Southeast of Saline. This is Minneapolis' second game this week. Up and under move, no good there. Minneapolis will kick it out, and a blocking foul called down low on Avery Castleman, who has now picked up her first foul.
You're sitting at 5 fouls now, and there's still 2:08 left to go in the first quarter. You have to start moving your feet, rotating. I noticed on that possession they went to a 2-3 zone.
Raylan Robinson, the second foul that she has drawn up against Southeast of Saline. She goes back to the free throw line. 1 of 2 on her first trip. The second one waved off because of a lane violation. She gets this one to go. Second free throw on this trip coming up. She has a chance to give Minneapolis a 2-point lead. Quick study of the rim. High arcing shot. Sits on the front of the rim. And Lexi Jacobson climbs the ladder to clean it up. 9-8, Minneapolis leading by 1. Getz has it, right side 3. On the way, too strong, no good. Pearson came in to crash from the other side, and it went over her head, out of bounds. It will go to the Minneapolis Lions as we go under 2 minutes left to play here in the opening quarter.
And I know it's early, but 0 offensive rebounds for the Lady Trojans on the side of the floor to get second chance points.
And they average 10.5 offensive boards a game.
And 3 offensive rebounds for Minneapolis and 4 points off of that.
Minneapolis has it back. Top of the circle 3 on the way. Splashes home. Macy McClure gets the 3.
You can't leave her that wide open.
Inside, Jacobson has it in transition. Alexi Jacobson takes the feed and scores 2. That was a brief 4-point Minneapolis lead. There's a shot up from the right-hand side. Jacobson cleans it up again. Now Brielle Potacek wants to run. She has Castleman out in front, but Minneapolis gets back good on defense. Now to Getz on the left-hand side. She goes baseline, kicks it out. Castleman, 4-3. Too strong, no go. And a rebound taken on the backside by Weatherman. Brady wants to run. Off the left hand that time of Jordan Peck. She will gather it up and slam on the brakes before the baseline. Three-pointer, left-hand side now. That's no good for Minneapolis from Cosart. And Brielle Potacek now has it in her custody. Under a minute left to go, first quarter. Pearson drives on the baseline, in between a double team, and she'll score. Abigail Pearson with her first basket. She is the fourth Lady Trojan to score, and we're tied again.
Yeah, great job right there by Pearson to shot fake real quick, go around as the defender never got set.
Here's another left wing three. That won't go. Rebound gathered up, and they're going to say a traveling violation, and the Minneapolis crowd doesn't like that as McClure had it down low, dancing around the official Cotter.
Yeah, and luckily, unfortunately for Minneapolis, but fortunate for Southeast that offensive rebound only just led to a turnover, not another shot attempt.
Southeast on a little mini 4-0 run here. They were down 12-8, and now they have it tied with a chance at the last possession. 27 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Getz has it. She comes across the timeline, and then she is going to be contacted here by Maggie Shoup, who will draw her first foul, second team foul against the Lions.
I think you look for a set here if you're Southeast. Slow it down, get one set, run a little offense. Minneapolis is back in man-to-man.
23 seconds left. Here's a pass that Pearson turns it over. She was looking for Potacek, and everybody in the gym knew where that was going. McClure will get it and score. 6 turnovers for Southeast in this first quarter. 14-12, Minneapolis leading by 2. Castleman with it on the right-hand side. Now to Pearson, clock down to 6. Potacek back to Castleman. She'll rock it back and forth. Now to Potacek, three-pointer at the buzzer. Too strong, won't go, and we are at the end of the first quarter. Minneapolis held a 4-point lead at one time. Southeast of Saline had an early 3-point lead, and at the end of the quarter, it is 14-12. Minneapolis leading Southeast of Saline. Back with more Lady Trojan basketball in the second quarter after this on KINA.
Whether on the field, court, or in the operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 40 years of orthopedic service. If you need help staying active or just want to discuss options regarding the newest techniques and services and specialties that Salina Ortho provides, see one of our trusted physicians or visit salinaortho.com. Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses acquire relief loans to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline basketball on KINA.
2-point lead for the Minneapolis Lions. They will start out with the basketball as we start second quarter action. 14-12. Devin Haney, Russ Kossel back here at Southeast of Saline, and a drive and a nice right-handed leaner put up by Macy McClure. She leads the way now, all scoring with 7.
Yeah, you're going to have to step up and get some help on that drive right there as Macy McClure one-on-one is very, very good after the dribble.
Jacobson for 3 off the backboard. That one almost found a home in the rim, but it's going to be cleaned up here down low by Maggie Shoup. Shoup puts it in the hands of McClure, who has caught fire here lately. In the last few minutes, she has scored all 7 of her points. 16-12, Minneapolis leading by 4. Just underway here, second quarter. Darnay has it up top, looking for a backdoor here with Cosart. Can't get it to go. Now skips it through the defense to McClure on the left-hand side. She'll be picked up by Pearson. Here's Darnay, 15-footer off the backboard and good. Micah Darnay has 4. She has given Minneapolis a 6-point lead.
And not a bad defensive possession right there. You get a guarded 17-foot jump shot that just so happened to find the right spot in the backboard to go in.
Backdoor, Pearson down low to Getz, and Reagan throws it in reverse. It hits the backboard and in. 7 early points for Reagan Getz.
And a great pass by Abigail Pearson. Great eyes, read it perfectly. Nice bounce pass right into the lane, in stride, up for the 2.
6.5 minutes left to go here before the intermission. Southeast of Saline trying to get some takeaways here on defense. They have not been able to turn Minneapolis over here early on. The Lions so far with just 3 turnovers. They go down low, mid-lane to Darnay. Now she's going to kick it out to Cosart. Cosart banging with Getz as they approach the baseline. Now back out for a ball that is stripped away and a foul called against Southeast of Saline. It'll be their 6th team foul, and it'll be whistled against Brielle Potacek. Boy, and they're calling it a shooting foul, too. 2 free throws coming up for Brady Weatherman. Yet to score in this game. She's the second leading scorer on the Minneapolis team. Just a shade over 10 points per game. She misses the first.
I think she's only shot the ball maybe twice tonight. It was early on, they were spreading it around, and then Macy McClure found her groove, and now see Weatherman trying to get herself going.
Weatherman tries the second free throw. She does get that one to go for her first point. Back to a 5-point Minneapolis lead. Foul count 6-2 right now. Southeast of Saline on the short end of the stick there. Gets with it up top. Crossing over on her defender. Backdoor here to Addison Rohr. She'll find Jacobson at the free throw line. Lexi had to run up and save that ball from Addison Rohr, and that put her shot into a weird stance. They come away empty. Minneapolis back on their offensive end. Cosart with it, directing traffic. Now she gets it to Shoup. Coming a shade to the right to Weatherman. Lob pass inside, taken away by Lexi Jacobson. Jacobson got that lob pass out of the air to Harris. Now up the floor to Getz. Getz looking inside. Rohr at a double team, and Reagan Getz has the ball taken away. Weatherman all the way down the floor. Castleman chasing, and Weatherman will kiss it off the window for 2. 3 quick points for Brady Weatherman.
Yeah, the leading scorers now are starting to get over. It's just a man-to-man press. Get the ball in, clear out, let one of your ball handlers bring it up the floor and set up the offense.
It has been all Minneapolis so far in this quarter as they have built a 7-point lead. And now down low they feed Lexi Jacobson again. Maddie Harris on the pass. And Harris went out of bounds, ended up on the seat of her pants. I think Brian Weatherman was wanting a foul there. Shauna Smith was saying it went off the Minneapolis player. At the end of the day, it's going to be Minneapolis ball.
You got to get second chance points. You have no offensive rebounds. There's really even no effort right now to go for the offensive rebounds. It's one and done. Not shooting the ball very well early in this first half.
Shauna Smith pulls her 2 seniors off the floor. Castleman and Getz will both go to the bench. It'll be Potocnik, Pearson, Harris, Jacobson, and Rohr on the floor right now for Southeast of Saline. A deflection and a takeaway for Southeast. Here comes Harris back up the court. Looking on the offensive end now. She's stuck at the top of the key looking for some help. Here comes Pearson on time. 4:39 left to go second quarter. Pearson all the way to the cup. Over top of a defender, and Abba Pearson drops one home. Boy, that's one of those shots, Russ. It doesn't look impressive, but it is.
Yeah, she gets, that was just 2 short dribbles, but 2 big steps in there with those dribbles, so she covers a lot of ground in a short amount of time.
Another little mini 4-0 run here by Southeast of Saline. Lob pass inside, taken away by Harris. Another turnover at 6 now for Minneapolis. Maddie in transition goes to Brielle Potocnik. They skip it around. Pearson wants 3. That one won't go in a high bounce. Puts it up on top of the backboard, hit the basket support. The ball still went in, but it's going to be a turnover once it hits the support up top.
Yeah, and trying to get the second 3 of the game to fall, and hits everything and then goes in.
She should get points just on style for that. That's pretty impossible to do. 21-18. We're on the second half of the second quarter. 3:49 left to go here. We'll talk to Bryson Flax coming up at halftime. Ball on the floor here. A couple of players, one from each team down after it, and the light this time will send the basketball back Southeast of Saline's way. So on the last 3 possessions for Minneapolis, they have turned the basketball over and not gotten a shot up. And that has helped Southeast trim an 7-point lead down to 3.
Yeah, and you got to be real fortunate right now, I think, if you're this Southeast Saline team. You're not shooting the ball well, and you're still holding them to enough as you're going to get another turnover by Maddie Harris with a carry right there.
Again, the one-on-one pressure, the man-to-man pressure by Minneapolis really bothering Southeast of Saline right now.
And it seems to be bothering the ball handlers more than it is anything else, just getting the ball across the timeline.
21-18, Minneapolis with the lead and the basketball. 3:22 left to play here in the second quarter. There's a traveling call on Jordan Peck. That'll give it back to Southeast of Saline. So now that's 4 consecutive possessions. Minneapolis has turned the basketball over without a shot.
We're sitting at 16 turnovers in this game already in the first half, 8 for each team. Hasn't been a very clean game. Doesn't seem like it has much flow to it at all.
Castleman with the ball in front of the Minneapolis bench, left-hand side of the Trojan offense. Now it works all the way around other side to Pearson. Little back and forth move there by Abba. She'll give it now to Avery Castleman. Castleman started this game with a three-point play. Here's Pearson for three. Off the rim, no good. Battle for the rebound is one. Minneapolis now pitches it out. They want to run. Here's Weatherman trying to get to the cup, and Castleman's going to foul her early. It will send Brady Weatherman to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
And that'll be the second foul there on Avery Castleman. So now you got Avery Castleman with two, Maddie Harris with two, and a host of others with one.
Weatherman so far in this game, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. She has 3 points. Gets back into the game. She will replace Addison Rohr. 2:51 left to play before the break. Front end of the 1-and-1 by Weatherman is up and good. She'll get the bonus. Foul count 7-2. Weatherman studies the second one. Quick trigger free throw up and good. She's 3 of 4 now from the stripe.
Minneapolis now 6 of 11 from the free throw line.
They've shot 11 free throws. Southeast of Saline has shot 1. Back to a 5-point Minneapolis lead, 23-18. Dribble drive handoff here, Potacek to Castleman. Avery will collect the defense around the free throw line. Now played out to Maddie Harris. Harris trying to turn the corner on the defender. Comes to Brielle. Now she is going to be collected in a brief double team. 4 out, 1 in offense right now for Southeast. Reagan Getz trying to crack free here on the inside. She is getting a lot of attention from Jordan Peck. Harris now gets a high screen. They try a pick and roll look. Nothing there. Now a ball coming back for Castleman, and three-point land is deflected out of bounds. It will stay with Southeast as they will inbound in front of the Minneapolis bench.
And a decent set right there, but kind of stagnant, running a man-to-man, and you're running 4 out, 1 in with cutters. I'd like to see maybe a high pick and roll or a pick and roll on the wing that worked so well on the back door in the first quarter.
Harris comes open on the inbounds, now to Potacek. They skip it through to Castleman. Looked like Avery thought about a 3 maybe. Now they go inside, Potacek to Jacobson. Boy, Lexi had a good look there. She turned it down. Back inside, Harris, little give and go with her and Jacobson. And Maddie falling down will score. Maddie Harris gets her first basket of the game. 23-20, Southeast now crawling back within 3. 1:48 left to go here in the second quarter. Southeast defender, it's Harris falling down. Minneapolis to take the shot. Harris gets back up and grabs the rebound. Southeast of Saline back up the floor with Castleman and Potacek on the left-hand side. Skip pass back to the other side. Gets. Reagan wants to drive all the way into the cup. Got the ball deflected and taken away by Minneapolis. A little frustration building right now with these two teams. I think Southeast feels like on the other end that's a foul on them. Now Minneapolis will throw it away.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. We saw Maddie Harris pick up one in that almost the exact same scenario, 90 feet down the court on the other end. So, foul count sitting at 7-2. It is what it is. You got to adjust your playing style to how they're calling the game.
Pearson back in. She'll replace Harris. Abigail in the backcourt. She'll cross the timeline with a crossover dribble. Over to the right-hand side, Potacek. Brielle with it now. Free throw line extended. She'll pass it to Jacobson. Jacobson missed Pearson maybe going through the lane. That's awfully congested in there, though. Pearson passes up a 3, gives it to Avery. Castleman splashes it home. Avery Castleman has tied this game at 23.
Yeah, finally, Avery Castleman get her going now. Now 6 points in the first half, so you'd like to see her keep shooting the ball when she's that open.
Southeast has trailed the entire second quarter. Now we are tied. Here's a ball now loose, and it's going to be tied up. The Light will keep it with Minneapolis with 42 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Addison Rohr will check in. She will protect Avery Castleman from a potential third foul.
Yeah, and a great job there by Castleman at not picking up her third. We saw him go back-to-back quick possessions, and she was leading the fast break as a defender, so a great job of not picking up that third foul as they're going to turn it over again.
Steele, Potacek, Brielle coming up the floor, chased by a bunch of blue jerseys. She'll dump it off in poor spacing to Addison Rohr, and now a jump ball situation will keep the ball with Southeast of Saline. Boy, Brielle, you could almost hear knew she was in a herd of buffalo there, and she just kind of, I have to do something with the ball, and there was really nowhere to go.
And you'd like to see something maybe as like that as just dribble out. You're going to the rim and there's 4 around you. Just take that hard left, dribble that thing back out to the wing and set up your offense.
Flare it out, right? Here's Brielle now for 3. She launches off the backboard and in. Brielle will drop her head, but the 3 points were already dropped on the board. 16 seconds left to go. Southeast back up by 3. Here comes a run by the Lady Trojans. They were down 7. Now they lead by 3. Shauna Smith wants to call.
No. I think there's blood on the court.
Okay.
I think they had a girl with
can't call a timeout.
She was pointing out on the floor,
Okay.
and I saw one of the Minneapolis girls or Southeast girls go running off the floor.
I did not see that. Thank you very much. So 11.3 seconds left. Sutton Douglas will come into the game. I believe that was Addison Rohr that went out.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't see her sitting on the bench right now, so I think you're exactly right.
Minneapolis has a chance here to take a tie into the locker room with a three-pointer, maybe a 1-point deficit. They go to the hole and another foul call. It's team foul number 8 on Southeast. Forcing the action that time at the goal on the left-hand side is Macy McClure, and she will get 2 free throw attempts.
It'll be the second foul on Brielle Potachik as well.
4.4 seconds left here on the clock. McClure's first free throw, too strong, no good.
Let's see if Southeast can get a board here or get the ball out, get it up quick, and try to get a shot these last 4.5 seconds.
Ketz will come in. She wants to help rebound on the right-hand side of that lane. McClure has another free throw here. On the way, it is good. 4.5 seconds left. Southeast of Saline trying to get it down the floor with Potachik. She'll cross the timeline after a screen, throw it up and off the backboard. And now Shauna Smith is having a conversation with the official as there was a screen set by Sutton Douglas at the half-court stripe that nearly took out a Minneapolis Lion. 26-24 is our score here at halftime. When we come back on the Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report, numbers from the first half, we will also have a conversation with Bryson Flax. It's coming up next. 26-24, Southeast of Saline leads at the break here on KINA.
Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knauf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knauf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Hi, everyone. It's Linnell Garrettson from SalinaHomes.com. It's a new Trojan basketball season, and our coaches have devised a solid game plan. Just like basketball, to reach your goals in the real estate game, we need to have a dynamic game plan. I enjoy working with many of our Trojan supporters in all aspects of real estate. Upsizing, downsizing, investments, town or country. Uncall to me, and we will get your personalized game plan ready to win. Go Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell at SalinaHomes.com.
This is the Trojan Halftime Report. Coming up, a first half recap. Shot at the horn! Stats, interviews, and a look at other area games. Now, let's get back to the gym for Trojan Halftime on KINA.
Back here at halftime of the girls' contest on the Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report. It's a 2-point lead for Southeast of Saline. The ladies came from a 7-point deficit to take a 2-point lead into the locker room here at halftime. Time now for our catch-up with Bryson Flax, head coach of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. And boy, it seems like it's been forever since we talked, but yet that time moves so fast. I don't know how I can explain that any more confusingly, but big holiday break for you. I always love talking to you about break and what you were able to do getting in the gym, how many guys you had, and just what you were able to accomplish there during that small break.
Yeah, I thought our break was actually pretty good. You know, the guys got obviously a much-needed rest for some of them, and then when we got back into it, we had some really good practices, and you know, in terms of you know, everybody being there, I think we were missing Dan one day and we were missing Caden one day, and other than that, we were really consistent, and so obviously these guys understand the importance of being there and made it a priority, but we had some. The first couple of practices were a little shaky, but then they started picking up.
As I was going through and just kind of updating stats and reflecting on the first part of the year, boy, what a difference a year makes. Last year, you stumbled a couple of times before holiday break. This year, there were no stumbles. You still played the same type of competition. Ranked teams like Abilene in 4A, Hillsboro, the defending 2A champion, Heston, the defending 3A champion. You almost put Sacred Heart into a running clock in Salina the last game before break. What is your thoughts as far as this team? Obviously, everybody has the same goal, and I don't know if you guys even talk about that because I think everybody has it mentally ingrained in what your goal is at the end of the season. How do you feel this team is progressing right now? Are they where you would like them to be at this point?
Yeah, I think so. And you know, last year I didn't think at this point in the year we were rebounding the ball as well as we are now. And not only that, we're turning defensive rebounds into offensive points, you know, and that's a big deal. So I think that's been really successful. Another thing that I think that we're ahead of where we were last year is we still do it at times this year, but last year there was a lot that we were taking ourselves out of plays by trying to make plays, right?
Yeah.
And so this year we're really putting an emphasis on just be solid, use your length, use your athleticism, and plays will happen for you. You know, you don't have to go out of your way to make those plays because they're so darn athletic and they understand basketball and they understand where to be, and we just need to keep getting better at it.
Your bench has played really well, and at times early on in games where you've played close in the first half, they've really come up big for you. There was a time against Heston that Case and Lilly came in and played well. There was a time against Abilene where Drew Richardson came in and made a couple of big shots for you. How do you feel about that bench? You told me at one time in December that you would put your bench up against anybody else's starting five.
Yeah, and truthfully, any one of the guys that play major minutes off the bench could start for our team, and that's a testament to those guys and how they've accepted their role and their different challenges that our staff has put on them. And you know, in practice, I don't sugarcoat it. You know, we go starters versus next five, and those games are always competitive. Those drills are really competitive. They let each other know that they're there. You know, and I think it's only made them better, made our starters better as well as our bench guys better.
You look at this team, and obviously the number one ranking did mean a little bit. We talked about the target on your back and things like that. Something interesting happened, though, before break, and I know you don't pay a whole lot of attention to rankings, but we talk about it because that's my job. I'm in the media, and that's what we do. How much conversation did you have with the guys about dropping from number one to number two when really there was no explanation for it other than people just not showing up to vote in the KBCA poll?
Yeah.
Did you use that for fuel a little bit?
You know, we really didn't. The only thing I said to him is nobody else has played Heston, Hillsboro, Abilene, Beloit, Smoky, and Sacred Heart, and that's all there is to it. And I really like where we're at. You know, we've seen a handful of teams on film. I haven't seen half the state on film, you know, so I vote blind sometimes as well, and that's just part of the way the system's set up. But no, I like where we're at. You know, I'd rather be holding a trophy at the end of the year, you know, in March than ranked number one in January.
Got the Minneapolis Lions. This is a team that over the past couple of years, you have 5 consecutive wins over the Lions. You played them 3 times last year because you also got them in a sub-state game. This Lion team is off to a slow start. They're 0-7, but they have played Sacred Heart close. What do you know about this team from Minneapolis that you'll play tonight?
They're well coached. John's a great guy, and he tries to put them in the best positions to be successful, and that's all you can ask. It's a young group, you know, but I told our guys we've been young before too, you know, and what our mentality was when we were young is the same as these guys are right now. You know, they've proven to be competitive. They've proven to be able to shoot the basketball. You know, they're going to try and switch up a couple different zones on you and try and muddy it up on that end. But you know, they're one of those teams. I think if you put them away and don't give them second chance opportunities, I like our chances. But if they start getting some offensive rebounds, they can start hitting some threes.
What do you want to see most from your guys tonight?
Let's see how in shape we are.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
I want to get up and down.
I'll take it. I get it. Good luck to you. We'll talk to you after the game.
All right, thanks.
Bryson Flax, head coach of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. His guys tonight will open their 2023 portion of the season with a home game against the Minneapolis Lions. When we come back, we'll have third quarter action for you. Also, stats from the first half. It's coming up in 90 seconds, 26-24. Southeast of Saline leads Minneapolis halftime of the girls contest on the Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Saline Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Saline Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Saline Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
You're telling me your driver turns you on remotely?
It feels so good. One gentle touch of a handy remote or mobile app and my motor is running. And don't fret, my little pickup pal. New Image Audio installs these inside trucks too.
Oh, yeah.
You'll want it when the winter chill hits. A remote start from New Image Audio for cars, trucks, even diesels. All systems remote and cell phone capable. Nationwide coverage. Get yours at New Image Audio on South Broadway.
In Salina.
Get your parts list ready. Candy Quip's Parts Advantage sales event is going on now. Order early for best availability. Save on over-the-counter genuine C&H parts and get instant rebates on purchases of OEM engine oil for optimal performance. Lessen supply chain concerns by stocking up during Parts Advantage at Candy Quip in Salina. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Candy Quip you. You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
26-24, our halftime score. Scoring from the first half, brought to you by Citizen State Bank in downtown Gypsum. Reagan Getz leads the Lady Trojans with 7. Avery Castleman with 6. 4 points for Lexi Jacobson and Abigail Pearson. 3 points for Brielle Potachik and 2 points for Maddie Harris. For Minneapolis, they're being led. 8 points for Macy McClure. 5 points for Brady Weatherman. 4 points for Micah Deronay. 2 points for Jordan Peck, Raylan Robinson, Maggie Shoup, and a single free throw for Elena Coatsart. Southeast of Saline, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. Minneapolis, 7 of 12. Minneapolis with 10 turnovers. Southeast of Saline with 8. Russ, your New Image Audio keys to success here in the second half for the Lady Trojans.
Get back on defense. Don't let them come with the fast break and beat you down the floor, forcing you into the hands position of where you foul, and you have to get at least a few second chance points opportunities.
10-1 was the score for Southeast of Saline to end that half. Here's a three-pointer, left-hand side by Minneapolis as they start out with the ball. That's no good. Now it comes back the other way. Castleman with it, left-hand wing, already killed her dribble. She'll go to Jacobson. Jacobson back over to Harris. She'll try a 3. That went off the rim, off the board, then off the rim again, and Reagan Getz fighting for the rebound on the backside as it go out of bounds, and it will go back to Minneapolis.
Much better job on the first offensive possession. You got a good shot by Maddie Harris, but you also had Reagan Getz down there battling for an offensive rebound, which is something that was few and far between in the first half.
Here's a 1-4 high look for Minneapolis out of the locker room. They get it down low for 2 opportunities. Jordan Peck missed the first one, but she got her own rebound and stuck it back home. That'll be 4 points now for Jordan Peck. 26-26 our score.
6 offensive rebounds for Minneapolis, none for Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, that's going to have to change for Southeast. Here is Harris on the right-hand side. Now to Getz. Getz at the free throw line, makes her way to the basket, and a foul call that'll send Reagan Getz to the free throw line. Again, in the first half, our foul count was wonky. It was 8-2 in favor of Minneapolis, who only committed 2 fouls, while Southeast of Saline got whistled with 8. Also, that translated to the free throw line, where Minneapolis attempted 12 free throws. Southeast of Saline only attempted 1. Reagan Getz, with the second attempt of the night for the Lady Trojans, buries it. She has 8.
And you got to attack the basket. I think if you get it in that high post area, in that 15-foot range, you got a shot fake as the second free throw goes in, and be aggressive and go at them to force them to foul you.
Miss Reagan just made both of her free throws. Now 9 points for the Kansas Wesleyan commit, and a 2-point lead for Southeast of Saline. High post now. They dump the ball off to Maggie Shoup. She's going to curl, turn, shoot. Can't get it to go. The rebound ends up with Coatsart for 3. That won't go down. Another attempt by Minneapolis ends up in a Southeast of Saline foul. And again, as you said, Russ, you can't fault the referees for calling that foul when you give Minneapolis 4 chances to score.
Yeah, you're now sitting at 8-0 on the offensive rebounds, and the third foul early for Brielle Potachik.
Brielle caught 2 in the second quarter, back-to-back. Now she has 3 fouls. That's going to the free throw line here is Maggie Shoup. Missed the first one.
That is Macy McClure at the free throw line.
Sorry, yes. Thank you. Could not see that too. She missed both the free throws, but they again get the offensive rebound. Shoup pulls it out. Weatherman will try a top of the circle 3. That's no good. And another rebound taken in by Minneapolis. But standing on the baseline after she took a big hop towards that ball was Jordan Peck. And Minneapolis is going to turn it over. Boy, Southeast just cannot get the defensive rebounds here.
And I watched that on purpose on these last 2 possessions of watching the ball go up and then just watching the eyes and the body language of the Southeast Saline defenders. They're turning and looking for the ball, and Minneapolis offensive players are just running around them and getting it before they do.
There's Pearson bringing the ball across the court. She came into the game for Brielle Potachik, who has 3 fouls, and now running through a Maddie Harris screen was Macy McClure, and she is going to be called with a foul.
And you wonder if that goes back to the end of the first half at that same area. I mean, it's right almost in the exact same spot on the floor that a foul was not called at the end of the first half.
Could have been. Coach Smith stuck around and had a conversation about that for a while. Southeast gets it inbounds here. It's Harris. She'll go right wing, and a ball that was deflected and it's out of bounds. Southeast of Saline will turn it over.
Really long, a lot of unforced turnovers, making long 10, 20-foot passes. Take a couple dribbles, throw a bounce pass. Don't try to rope it in there from 20 feet away.
Minneapolis, one of those teams that it's the old saying, they are making nothing easy for Southeast right now. Everything is contested. Everything is challenged. Here's a 15-foot jumper that is drawn up and dropped by Macy McClure. She's in double digits now with 10, and we are tied at 28. Harris with it. She makes her way mid-lane. Runner up. Won't go. Fight for the rebound. Will go off the fingertips of what looked like Elena Cosard. It'll be rewarded to Southeast of Saline. Already into his bench, Brian Weatherman will send in Josie Schrader and also Micah Deronay. Maddie Harris set to inbounds. In front, here's Castleman down low. She was in the middle of the lane, played it out to Jacobson. Traded the 2-footer for a 12-footer, but Lexi drops it home. 6 points now for Jacobson.
Yeah, you got to go up with the ball when you're that close right there and expect contact, but luckily kicks it out, and Jacobson knocks down the 15-footer.
Minneapolis now trailing by 2 with the basketball, 30-28. Boy, this thing has been a dogfight so far. Inside, Deronay has it, blocked from behind by Castleman, and they're going to call a foul. Fouled down low on the other side. It was not Avery Castleman. It was Maddie Harris. That'll be 3 now for Maddie Harris. So the 2 primary ball handlers for Southeast of Saline, Brielle Potachik and Maddie Harris, both have 3 fouls. Deronay misses the free throw.
You got to check them off the boards. you got to get them off the boards and step up and take a charge. They're being real aggressive as she gets the second free throw, but you're going to have to step up and attack them.
Deronay has 5. Shauna Smith is going to trust Maddie Harris to play with these 3 fouls. 5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Gets with it, back door to Castleman. Avery can't get the shot to go. Was bothered down low that time by Brady Weatherman. Minneapolis will pull it away. Trailing by 1. Lions with the basketball. They take it on the right-hand side. Now into the lane. And a 2-pointer. It's up and good. Josie Schrader, her first basket.
Questionable last step there, as you're going to get another foul. Is that Maddie Harris's 4th?
No, I think it is Weatherman running through Harris.
Okay, you are correct. It's only 5 team fouls in this whole game.
For Minneapolis.
Yes.
Harris with it. She'll speed off to the right-hand side of the offense. Now whip it back left to Pearson. Castleman tries the 3. Too strong, it won't go. Addison Rohr keeps it alive as she tips it back out to Castleman. Over to the right, Harris. One-handed bounce pass in, and that time Abigail Pearson was just moved off her spot with a big thigh in the back by Weatherman. And now Brady Weatherman has picked up 3 fouls for herself.
6 fouls now total in this game for Minneapolis. Half of them going to Brady Weatherman.
Harris with it. Short corner right in front of her to Pearson. Abba, a little up and under move, already killed her dribble. Now she has to get around the defender, tries a shot, it won't go. And now Pearson's going to commit the foul, going for the rebound on the backside. That is her first.
That possession right there, as we're about to hit halfway in the third quarter, resulted the first offensive rebound of this game for Southeast.
31-30. Minneapolis leading by 1. There's a pass that tried to go in to McClure, is knocked away, and then it looked like McClure should have got caught reaching a couple of times. The official lets him play on. Here's Getz going to the left-hand side to Harris. They leave Maddie alone. She's going to pull the trigger from 3. That's no good. Pearson wins the rebound, but can't get it to go. She's falling down on the putback attempt. Here come the Lions, and a ball slapped out of bounds by Avery Castleman to halt that break for Minneapolis.
And the girls are really on both sides are really going to have to button up, because this is probably the most physical game that these Southeast girls have seen this year.
Castleman comes out of the game. Addison Rohr in for her. Lob pass way up top. It's going to go into the backcourt. That's okay, though, for Minneapolis. They'll chase it down. Raylan Robinson will bring it back across the stripe and set the offense here for the Lions. 3.5 minutes left to go. It's a 1-point Minneapolis lead. This game has been a seesaw battle back and forth, and now Minneapolis nearly threw it out of bounds to the scorer's table, and it's going to be over and back. The crowd doesn't like it, but it wasn't the initial save. It was the receiver.
Yeah, she had not established all 3 back at the half-court line. She had 1 foot behind. Her foot was up in the air when she caught it and never had all 3 points on the ground to establish in the front court.
31-30. Minneapolis with a 1-point lead. Southeast now with the basketball after Minneapolis' second turnover here of this third quarter. Jacobson, backdoor cut to Pearson. Again, poor spacing. That's all clogged up by Minneapolis on defense. Here comes Schrader with it. Uncomfortable left-hand dribble. Now she'll play it off to Macy McClure. Inside, Deronay. She'll score. Micah Deronay has 7 points in this game. It's a 3-point Minneapolis lead.
Yeah, there's a great interior pass, great recognition, and a great seal by Deronay on that front side to be wide open.
Harris long 2, left-hand side. That one rattles out. No good. Deronay will save it, and she'll play into the hands of Macy McClure. Minneapolis gaining a little bit of control here of this third quarter. They trailed by 3, and now they're up by 3.
And just absolutely dominating the glass.
Here's another pick and roll with Deronay. Micah misses this one. Kosar with the rebound, has it slapped out of her hands, out of bounds, and it will stay with Minneapolis. 2:22 left to go.
And yet another offensive rebound. When a shot goes up, girls, you have to find a body, turn around, get your backside in them to force them to go through you instead of just jumping vertically with them.
2:22 left to play here, third quarter. 3-point lead by Minneapolis. They are going to inbound underneath their own basket. First, they have to get Jordan Peck to report. She does, with 2 thumbs up. Minneapolis looking inside. They go to Peck. She'll turn, 1 dribble, middle of the lane, and she is going to be fouled and make the shot. A 3-point opportunity coming up here for Jordan Peck.
Foul going to go on Addison Rohr, just her first of the game.
Each team has 14 fouls. Peck's free throw is up and good. Southeast down by 6, 36-30. Pearson has it. She steps around a defender. Shot up, that won't go. And now a ball on the floor is going to be collected by Raylan Robinson. Here comes Minneapolis now up the right-hand side of the floor of their offense. They'll swing it around to Kosart. Now to Robinson. Man-to-man defense here being applied by Southeast. Inside 2 minutes left to go in the third. Harris coming over the top, gambling for the steal. Peck had a good look at the basket. And a ball that is tied up down low between Jacobson and Shoup. It will go to Southeast of Saline on the arrow.
That was a huge break right there for Southeast of Saline. That was a great pick and roll, a great feed, and just a little bit too strong to go off. And yet almost another offensive rebound for Minneapolis on that possession.
Again, full court man-to-man. Here's a screen that's being fought through, and I know reactions are reactions, but when you fight through that screen with those high fists and high elbows, that is not good.
Not only did you fight through them with high fists and high elbows, but when your arms fully extend through them and your arms are locked out after the run through.
Here's a backdoor opportunity on a pass intended for Reagan Getz. It's going to be slapped away. And they're going to call a kick there on Minneapolis. Southeast has it, trailing by 6. It's been all Lady Lions here in the last couple minutes of this third quarter. Potacik back in the game. She has the ball up top. She'll swing it to the right. Harris will try another jumper on the right-hand side. Boy, that one rolls off the rim. And they're going to say out of bounds off Jacobson. It will go to Minneapolis.
And I think if you're Maddie, you're having, just well documented, you're having a rough night shooting the ball. I mean, she just can't get anything to fall. But you got to keep shooting as a scorer as she is. You know, averaging almost 8 points a game. You still got to keep shooting.
Yeah, her shot selection is great. I love the shot she's taking, but, man, they're just not going in the hole right now.
Yeah, Macy McClure going to drive into 4 Southeast Saline Lady Trojans and turn the ball over again for Minneapolis.
Abigail Pearson will check in. She'll give Maddie Harris a break. 1:14 left to go here in the third. Also trying to check in here, Josie Schrader will come into the game. She will replace Raylan Robinson for the Minneapolis Lions. 74 seconds left to play here in the third. It's a 2-possession game and a lead for Minneapolis. Pearson up the left-hand sideline. Little hesitation dribble. Now she'll play it around to Jacobson. Castleman now to Potacik in front of the Southeast student body. Brielle now wants to go back the other way. She'll play it to Pearson. Abba wants to drive up off the window. Didn't get the ball up high enough. And the rebound comes down to Minneapolis. 52 seconds left to go here in the third. Cosart has it. Right wing. Free throw line extended. And that Minneapolis offense. She'll swing it around now to Jordan Peck. McClure on the left-hand side, now dancing with Potacik guarding. Back to Cosart between the rings. Looks like Minneapolis is content with just one last shot here. McClure wanting to drive. She's going to spin now. She'll be bottled up by Brielle Potacik. Clock down to 23 and a timeout called by Brian Weatherman. It is a 30-second timeout. We'll step away quickly. 24 seconds left to go in the third when we come back here on KINA.
Citizens State Bank has been serving Kansans for over 100 years. We're a full-service bank that can service your personal, business, and agricultural lending and deposit needs. Citizens State Bank offers 24/7 convenience with mobile deposit, online banking, and our ATM conveniently located in front of the building. Stop by and see our friendly and helpful staff. Citizens State Bank at 600 Maple Street in Gypsum, Kansas. Citizens State Bank and Trust Company is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Work hard, play hard. Good luck, Trojans, from Roselawn Memorial Park in Salina. To learn more, visit roselawnsalina.com.
Back here for the final 24 seconds of the third quarter. Minneapolis leads by 6. The Lions trying to extend that lead with the last possession here of the third. Cosart inbounds on the far sideline. Ball being batted around. It's taken by Addison Rohr. Then Rohr slams on the brakes, and it's going to be taken right back. Boy, keep that flow going, right?
Yeah.
No reason to stop your dribble there.
I think Shauna put her hands up like wanted her to stop and maybe pull it out for the last shot.
There's a shot now at the goal for Minneapolis. It's going to be batted around. Pearson will take it with 2, and Abigail Pearson comes out, and that will be the end of the third quarter. 36-30 our score. Minneapolis owns the third quarter. They hold Southeast of Saline to just 4 points as we go to the fourth and final quarter. It's coming up next, and it's brought to you by Salina Surgical Hospital, Southeast of Saline. Lady Trojan basketball here on KINA.
The Southeast of Saline School District has a long-standing reputation for excellence. This excellence in public education has been a source of great pride and one of the factors contributing to the quality of life in our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation works in partnership with the USD 306 School District and the community that it serves to maximize student potential, thereby creating a lasting legacy, not only for our children, but for our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation salutes the Trojan sports program.
Salina Surgical Hospital is a high-quality surgical facility with a comfortable and home-like atmosphere. Together with our community's greatest doctors, we are committed to a patient care model where exceptional satisfaction is the norm and every patient feels like they are treated with respect, dignity, and compassion. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local community-involved physicians. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure with us. Salina Surgical Hospital. Your voice, your choice.
This is Trojan basketball on KINA.
Back here on the campus of Southeast of Saline. Southeast trailing by 6 to the Minneapolis Lions. Lady Trojans from Southeast won the tip. Other than that, the other 3 quarters have all started with Minneapolis having the basketball. 36-30. Minneapolis has it. Here's the pick and roll play with Shoop on the left-hand side. Her shot is up, no good. Battle for the rebound, and the ball out of bounds will go to Southeast of Saline. Just 4 points in that third quarter for the Lady Trojans. 2 of them came from the free throw line.
Yeah, and if you want to come back and outscore them in this half and take the lead and eventually win this ball game, you are going to have to keep Minneapolis off the offensive glass.
Castleman on the right-hand side. They swing it around. Ends up with Brielle Potacek on the opposite side of the floor. Up top now, top of the key. To Avery Castleman. Now back to Brielle. Open from 3. Left-hand side. Got it to go. She is starting to earn the nickname Big Shot Brielle as she gets a 3-pointer here in a timely fashion and makes this a 1-possession game for Southeast of Saline.
And that 3 she hit in the second quarter, and this 3 only 2 baskets of the game, but timely baskets.
36-33, Minneapolis leading by 3 with the basketball. 7 minutes left to play. An NCAA contest here with the Lions hopeful to keep Southeast of Saline in with the pack. Southeast 2-0 in league play, but they have a huge victory. Now a steal. Potacek deflected it away. Jacobson collects it. Here comes Southeast up the floor. Jacobson at the free throw line. Little head and shoulder fake. Now she'll play it out to Getz. Getz back around to Brielle. Boy, you want her to shoot that, don't you? Backdoor cut, though. Harris springs open, and a tough shot in the short corner from Maddie Harris. Ends up with 2. Give the assist to Brielle Potacek and a timeout. Minneapolis. It's a 5-point flurry. Southeast of Saline in the first 90 seconds of the fourth quarter has scored more points than they did the whole third quarter. And a timeout taken by Minneapolis is a full timeout. A 1-point game, Minneapolis leading. They'll have the ball when we come back here on KINA.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe and a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Troublesome car repair? Everyone has told you it cannot be fixed or it's way too expensive? Try McKim Auto Service in Gypsum, Kansas. They do quick, dependable work and provide the lowest hourly rate in the area. McKim Auto will service your vehicle from front to back and everything in between. They treat you and your car like a friend or even family. McKim Service specializes in engine and transmission rebuilds. 701 Maple, Gypsum, Kansas. Wouldn't trust anyone else with my family car. So, if your repair seems grim, remember McKim. Give them a call today to make your appointment.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
36-35, Minneapolis leading by 1. They start out of the timeout with the basketball. It's poked out of bounds by Reagan Getz. And Southeast of Saline has opened this fourth quarter with a little 5-0 run after trailing by 6. Lions with it now, underneath their own basket. Here's a shot put up, bothered by Getz, by an offensive rebound. Second chance, and then a third chance. Finally, Mason McClure sticks it in the hole. That has been the problem this whole game for Southeast.
14 offensive rebounds to 2 in this game.
Wow. 38-35, Minneapolis back to a 3-point advantage. Getz has it up top. She wants to drive. Shut off there, though, by McClure. They'll swing it around. Castleman has it on the left wing. One-handed pass back through the defense. Harris will try a 3. That won't go. Rebound to Cozart. She is bothered, though, down low by Avery Castleman, but Elena Cozart able to secure that ball. Back the other way we go. Minneapolis with it on offense. Leading by 3 points. Still a long way to go. 5:35 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Darrow-Nay has it. Tried to bounce it inside. That's going to be poked out. Now Cozart picks it up. Tries to play one off the window. That won't go. Now a rebound that bounces all the way out to Brady Weatherman. Darrow-Nay has it back. She'll float right-hand side to Cozart. Cozart driving baseline, trying to get to the rim, and somehow she has a two-hand chest pass that goes in the hole.
Yeah, and you'd like to see maybe on the defense stay down and don't try to get it as...
Castleman comes back and answers right in the middle of the lane. 2 points on each end. Back to a 3-point contest, 40-37. Southeast playing with a little bit more juice here in this fourth quarter, but, boy, they got a rebound here.
Yeah, you got to keep them off the glass, and you got to jump these high pick and rolls that they're doing with these high post players.
These two teams very similar. You can't really look at them on the floor and say that's a post player or that's a post player. They're all pretty interchangeable with 10 girls on the floor, all about the same size. There's a near steal by Jacobson. Ball bounced right out to Reagan Getz, and Getz couldn't get turned around in time. And now a foul will be called here against Avery Castleman.
No, that's on Reagan Getz. And that's the second time in almost back-to-back possessions where a loose ball, and Reagan Getz has just been out guarding at the top and almost, I don't want to say maybe catching a breath, maybe a little bit, but just looking a little tired out there in this game.
40-37, Minneapolis will inbound underneath their own basket. They'll play it way up high to McClure. McClure now wants to drive, gets in the middle of the lane. Her runner off the window is good. Macy McClure has 14 to lead the way. Back to a 5-point Minneapolis lead, and Southeast throws it into the corner. It goes out of bounds, and they're going to award it to Minneapolis. Turnover for Southeast, their third.
Southeast had success early in that first half and early in the second quarter by doing a pick and roll and getting the ball inside and then coming back out and freeing up shooters. In this second half that I can recall, there's been nothing on the pick and roll or a layup side. It's been jump shots from about 12 to 18 feet.
Minneapolis with it back, a dangerous spot here for the Lady Trojans. Halfway through the fourth, Minneapolis really not in a hurry to score here. They're up by 5 with the basketball. McClure has it, spin move. She'll get to the hole. Left-handed layup, bothered by Harris, who came over on help side defense. And now they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Maddie Harris.
But these fouls, Devin, are coming after offensive rebounds, is where 60% of these fouls are coming from. So you have to get them off the glass. Missed layups, you give Macy McClure 3 shots at a basket from 2 feet, she's going to get one of them in.
Apologize, that foul was actually given to Avery Castleman. That is her third. Minneapolis now having trouble getting the ball in. They go way up top to Jordan Peck. Peck currently has the basketball. She'll hand it off here to Josie Schrader. Schrader trying left-hand side. Her runner is no good, partially blocked by Castleman. Southeast of Saline will take it away. 5-point lead for Minneapolis. Southeast with the ball. 3:20 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Pearson with it. She'll drive to the right-hand elbow. Now gets for a keyhole jumper. Too strong, no good. Didn't even hit the rim, and it bounces out to Minneapolis. Here come the Lions back the other way. McClure with the ball and a timeout for Minneapolis. It's a full timeout. We'll take it as well. 3:08 left to go here in the fourth. 42-37. Minneapolis with the lead and the ball when we come back here on KINA.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Saline Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at SalinePainClinic.org.
The winter season may be here, but paintball fun is still waiting for you at Elite Sports. Elite Sports Paintball Complex, located 5 miles south of Salina, is open for special winter hours. Get the group together and visit Elite Sports on Saturdays and Sundays this winter from 11 until 4. Elite Sports features low-impact paintballs for the beginners or little ones, so everyone can have more fun. Visit them online at SalinaPaintballComplex.com. Elite Sports Paintball Complex, open and waiting for you this weekend.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline basketball on KINA.
Stretch run here, 3:08 left to go in the fourth quarter. Minneapolis with a 5-point lead. Lady Lions also have the basketball here. And they throw it away. Boy, that is something as a coach you don't want to see, as Brian Weatherman most likely going to the stall game there to run some clock down with a 5-point lead, and his team turns it over.
Can't imagine that was the exact play call that was drawn up to throw it in the first row on the first pass, killing about 4 seconds. So a huge break right there for Southeast. You have to capitalize on turnovers as this game winds down.
Harris has it, bringing it up across the timeline. Now she'll go left-hand side to Brielle Potacek. 42-37, 5-point lead for Minneapolis. Gets. She'll kick it out now to Harris. Harris covered up from 3. She comes back to Brielle. Just a shade left, top of the circle. Now to Avery Castleman. Pick and roll here with Pearson. Pearson goes up, has it blocked, and they're going to call a foul against Jordan Peck. It is her first, and 2 free throws coming up for Pearson.
And as handsy as this game has been, and now the foul 6-6, free throws the rest of the way for both teams. So a lot of time. This game's going to get extended. You have to knock down the charity stripe.
First free throw by Pearson is up and good. Also, that foul on Minneapolis is their 6th team foul. Both teams have 6 fouls, so that means we will be shooting bonus free throws for the last 2:37 of this fourth quarter. Pearson has 5. She'll study the second free throw. It's up in the air. No good. Too strong. And the rebound comes down to Brady Weatherman. 42-38. Minneapolis leading by 4. You see Minneapolis now with 4 guards out beyond the three-point line. Near steal away by Maddie Harris, and now she's going to commit the foul.
Yeah, and that's going to be her 4th, so she's going to have to play really smart in this last 2:25. You know Shauna's going to leave her out on the floor as we're going to go to 1-1.
Josie Schrader will step to the free throw line, and she will have the first crack at a 1-1 for the Minneapolis Lions. Pearson checks out. Lexi Jacobson back into the contest.
And on missed free throws, you're going to have to block out. There's 4 white jerseys and 2 blue jerseys down there, so you're going to have to get a body on a body and go get the ball.
Schrader's first free throw, high off the back of the rim. Jacobson, the only one to jump to meet it. Here comes Southeast of Saline. It's a 2-possession game. 42-38, they trail. Potacik on the right-hand side. Gets a pick from Harris. Now they swing it around. Gets one to baseline, but she's shut off. Now she'll play it around to Harris. Maddie DeBriel. Now they swing it to Castleman. Skip pass over the top of everybody. Ends up with Maddie Harris on the left-hand side of Southeast offense. Now into Jacobson. She'll kick it out. Brielle for 3. Potacik can't get it to go. Run for the rebound. It's going to be taken in by Jordan Peck.
And 1 shot and done again for Southeast of Saline.
Under 2 minutes left to go. Minneapolis now downshifting. They're going to take their time here with a 2-possession lead. 42-38. If there's an alternate arrow called upon, if there's dual possession, the arrow right now in favor of Southeast. Both coaches have at least 2 timeouts remaining. And a foul will be called here against Southeast. Another 1-1 coming up for Minneapolis. So the free throw line will be Macy McClure.
I think they're going to give that foul to Avery Castleman, so that is now her 4th foul as well.
McClure so far in this game tonight, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Those came back in the second quarter. She is the leading scorer for Minneapolis tonight with 14. This is a 1-1 here. And it's missed. Deronay comes around and gets the rebound, though.
You're going to have to step up now. The game, now you're getting down under a minute and a half. You're going to have to get aggressive.
1:25 left to go. There's a drive by Weatherman. She's stuck in the middle of the lane now, and a timeout by Coach Weatherman to avoid that 3-second in the lane call, and it's a 30-second timeout. We'll step away, come back with more. 80 seconds left to play here at Southeast of Saline on KINA.
The Appliance Center. It's where you go to shop for washers, dryers, kitchen appliances, furniture, pellet grills, TVs, and so much more. If you are looking for a local family-owned business, visit the Appliance Center. We're in the big red and white building on South Broadway in Salina. Come experience the Appliance Center difference.
If you came across a child struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them?
By their clothes,
their age, the way they speak.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
Game number 1 of our doubleheader tonight coming down to the wire here. 1:20 left to play. Minneapolis with the basketball leading by 4, 42-38. Of course, we have a guys contest coming up next, and also the return of the scoreboard show coming up tonight here on KINA from 10 until 11 o'clock. Full night of high school hoops here on KINA. Minneapolis set to inbound. They'll go way up high to McClure. She puts a little shake and bake on, now drives and dishes it back to Raylan Robinson, who was the inbounder. Maddie Harris forcing the action here. Now she's going to have to dive on the basketball. Her and Robinson both wrestling as they went to, and then McClure came diving in at the last minute for the ball, and it should be Southeast of Saline ball on the alternate arrow.
Yeah, a great job there by Maddie to flick the ball away, but then to win it, to be the first one on the floor to get the ball. So now Southeast has to capitalize here.
Gets open for 3 off the inbounds. That won't go. Jacobson with the rebound. Up high out the window. That won't go. and a rebound will be out of bounds. It'll stay with Southeast of Saline. Deronay was on the baseline and had her hand on the ball, out of bounds at the same time. Yeah, 1 minute left to go.
And you'd like to see him, sorry, Devin, to go inside out. Like in the first half, you go inside out, and you're right there. They're just looking to pass the ball around the three-point arc.
Southeast needs a bucket here. Potacik on the left wing. Now to Harris. They go right to Jacobson. She wants to go baseline. She gets bumped out of bounds, and a foul will be called. It will end up in a 1-and-1 opportunity for Lexi Jacobson after a foul on Micah Deronay, her first. It is team foul number 7 for Minneapolis.
Now you're going to have a 1-and-1 for Lexi Jacobson, and you got to get points now with the clock stop. That's going to be huge as this game winds down.
Lexi misses the front end of the free throw. She is 50% on the season, but Pearson pokes it and gets it back. Potacik for 3. Drains it home! Brielle Potacik, I called her Big Shot Brielle earlier, and she just drains another one. That ball was headed back the other way, going to the side of Minneapolis, and Brielle Potacik, off the deflection from Abigail Pearson, plucked it out of the sky and drained a three-pointer. 43 seconds left to go. Back with the conclusion of this one at Southeast of Saline, Lady Trojan basketball.
Start the new year with a new ride from Home Automotive. Hi, this is Tim Holmes. Right now is a perfect time for you to come see us and start 2023 with a new vehicle. We have the biggest selection of new Buicks, GMCs, and Chevrolets, with more vehicles arriving every day. With Kelly Blue Book Instant Cash Offer from Home Automotive, you'll know that you'll get the most for your trade. Get out of your old ride and into a new one for the new year. Come to Home Automotive Center in Abilene and Salina. You'll be glad you did.
Work hard, play hard. Good luck, Trojans, from Roselawn Memorial Park in Salina. To learn more, visit roselawnsalina.com.
Brielle Potacik on a three-pointer, and it was a defensive play by Abigail Pearson that started that. Brielle just picked the ball out of the air and just stepped up a good 2.5 feet behind the three-point line and drained it home to make this a one-point game. 43.5 seconds left to go. Now Southeast of Saline showing some full-court pressure. Minneapolis trying to inbound as they have to go the length of the floor here. They lead by 1. In the backcourt still, McClure with it. She speeds down the right-hand side, now unloads it to Weatherman. Weatherman in a trap, and they're going to call a foul here against either Harris or Potacik. If it's Potacik, that's better for Southeast of Saline. It will be 4 on Brielle, but Harris already has 4, and it is on Brielle Potacik. So 3 different Southeast of Saline Trojans right now with 4 fouls.
Yeah, and once again, missed free throws, if they happen right here, you have to get the rebound.
Weatherman at the free throw line, the front end of her 1-and-1 goes home. 6 points for Brady Weatherman, 4 of them at the free throw line. She is 3 of 5 from the stripe. Second free throw also goes home. Still a 1-possession game. Now a 3-point lead, 44-41. 34 seconds left to play.
Southeast got 6 players on the floor. Abigail Pearson went to check into the game, and nobody came out. Now it looks like Avery Castleman ran off at the far person down here.
And I think she was just maybe the one that was closest to the bench. I don't know. I'm just projecting. 33 seconds left to go. Here's Harris all the way down the court, and a timeout called here for Shauna Smith. Shauna has some timeouts to burn. She has 3 left to burn here. Now 2 after this one, and a full timeout here as well. Other games that we will keep you up to date on tonight as we go through the Bennington State Bank scoreboard and as we get updates in NCAA play. Hoisington is at Beloit. Ellsworth is at Republic County. TMP Hayes is at Sacred Heart. In the area, Salina Central plays Goddard Eisenhower. Salina South at Newton. Abilene versus Marysville. Chapman versus Clay Center. El Saline versus Remington. And Solomon at Gossip. 44-41 here. Southeast of Saline down by 3. Lady Trojans do have the basketball with 30 seconds left to go. The arrow, if it is a dual possession in favor of Minneapolis, both teams in either the singular or the double bonus.
And I'm going to go to you on this one, Devin. You and I have been around the game of basketball for a long time, and you get stuck in this spot, and I know it's all about coaching style. There's 30 seconds left. You're down 3. We know this team shoots the 3 really well, but we also know that inside game, inside out, has been there in the first quarter. So I think you have to attack here early, and if you miss, you have to go. Everybody has to crash the boards for an offensive rebound, and if not, you've got to foul right away. Not right away, but you've got to attack the basket.
Southeast with it on the sideline. Still, they'll get it into Maddie Harris. Maddie bringing it back now middle of the floor, right-hand wing to Brielle Potacek. Minneapolis wants to make sure they don't get Brielle a shot here. Swinging around Harris. Southeast taking a lot of time here in a three-point game. Brielle Potacek for three. High-arcing shot. Rattles out. It won't fall down, and a Minneapolis rebound. Boy, I thought Brielle did it again. That ball was a third of the way down and then somehow caught both sides of the rim and popped straight right back out. And now Minneapolis will go to the other end and a chance to seal this one away.
That ball might have wore the paint out on every part of the inside of that rim.
You can see it.
Yeah, and now you're going to get two shots here and a chance to take this to a two-possession game with just 10.6 left to go.
Maggie Shoup steps to the free throw line. She only needs one of these. She has a two-shot opportunity, and she gets the first one. It's a 4-point game now. 10.6 left, and now the last 30-second timeout, I should say, will be taken here by Southeast of Saline. Again, a 4-point game. You're not dead yet, but with 10.5 seconds left to go, things are looking very dismal.
And you maybe would have liked to have seen right there an attack or a shot a little bit quicker. They burned 20 seconds. There was 30 seconds left on the clock when they had the ball, and the shot goes up with 11 seconds left. You maybe would have liked to seen an attack or a quicker shot to maybe save yourself a little more time.
Yeah, absolutely. Packed house here tonight at Southeast of Saline. They are filling the aisles and the balcony up top, getting their enjoyment in of this high school basketball game. And another good one coming up after this one with the guys taking the floor. That'll be the number 2 ranked Southeast of Saline Trojans in Class 3A taking on Minneapolis.
One timeout for each team left in this game.
Maggie Shoup to the free throw line for her second attempt. She's 1 of 3 so far, but she made the one that's counted so far. Second attempt here. Off the front of the rim, no good. We stay at 4 points. Here comes Maddie Harris up the floor. Across the timeline with 7. Harris floats to the middle. Pulls the trigger from 3. That won't go. Rebound into the hands of Maggie Shoup, and a foul called here against Southeast of Saline, and that one should do it. 1.6 seconds left to play. And it looks like the Minneapolis Lions not only will knock off the 5th-ranked team in Class 3A, but they will also stop the domination of the Southeast Lady Trojans of 28 consecutive NCAA wins and also 9 in a row that Southeast of Saline has won over the Minneapolis girls.
Brielle Potacek with that foul. That is her 5th foul now, and she is out of this game.
Shoup back to the free throw line. Gets this one to go, makes it a 5-point game. Second free throw, got that one as well. 3 points, all from the free throw line, and a 47-41 victory for the Minneapolis Lions. Minneapolis now will go to 7-1 on the season. They are 3-1 in NCAA play. Meanwhile, Southeast of Saline will go to 6-1 on the season. They are now 2-1 in league play. Final score 47-41. When we come back here on postgame, we'll have a Vernon Jewelers Gym of the game. We will also have final stats for you. Postgame starts now. It's brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers. 47-41. Minneapolis with the upset here on KINA.
Winter travel can be treacherous if your tires are worn out. Stay safe with an inspection at Commercial Tire Company. Cold weather also drops the inflation in your tires. Get them checked today to avoid losing grip or damaging your tires. Commercial Tire will help keep you safe. For repairs that aren't tire-related, our automotive and diesel mechanics will fix it right the first time. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th, Saline.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Saline Pain Clinic. Our pain specialist will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at SalinePainClinic.org.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Stardust Trophy in downtown Salina is your full-service headquarters for trophies and awards for club and sporting events. But did you know Stardust Trophies also makes employee name tags with your company logo? They engrave executive awards like desk clocks and pen desk sets. They imprint artwork and photos on t-shirts, coffee mugs, mouse pads, even personal calculators. Stardust Trophy carries clear sports ball holders on wood bases for treasured or autographed balls from footballs to golf balls. Go to Full Service Stardust Trophy, 121 South Santa Fe, downtown Salina.
Time now for the Trojan postgame show on KINA. Stick around for the game recap, final stats, and reaction from the coach. This is Trojan basketball on KINA.
Back here on postgame, it's brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers. 47-41. Minneapolis gets the victory, and they upset the Southeast of Saline girls here on Southeast of Saline's home floor. Let's go over scoring for you. It's brought to you by Citizen State Bank in downtown Gypsum, leading all scorers tonight. Macy McClure with 14 points, 7 points for Jordan Peck, 7 points for Brady Weatherman, 7 points for Micah Deronay, 5 points for Maggie Shoup, 3 points for Elena Cosart, and 2 points each for Josie Schrader and also Raylan Robinson. For Southeast of Saline, they were led by Brielle Potachik with 9, also 9 points for Reagan Getz, 8 points for Avery Castleman, 6 points for Lexi Jacobson, 5 points for Abigail Pearson, and 4 points for Maddie Harris. The big discrepancy in this game was offensive rebounding and free throws. Southeast of Saline, 4 of 6 from the free throw line. They were outscored at the stripe by Minneapolis by 10. Southeast of Saline, 4 of 6. Minneapolis, 14 of 25. Minneapolis took 19 more free throw attempts than what Southeast of Saline did. Turnover battle surprisingly in favor of Southeast of Saline. Minneapolis with 17 turnovers, while Southeast of Saline had just 12. And the offensive rebound count, Minneapolis with 17 offensive rebounds, Southeast of Saline with just 3 in a 47-41 victory. And Russ, when you look at that and you're not getting offensive rebounds, not only are you giving the other team second, third, fourth chances to score, but you're also getting yourself into foul trouble.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. Southeast was troubled with foul trouble really all game. Really, Maddie Harris kind of led that. She played smart after she picked up her first 3 and only picked up 1 in the second half, but you had Brielle Potachik foul out with 5. You had Maddie Harris with 4, Abigail Pearson with 3, Avery Castleman with 4. So when you get frustrated giving up offensive rebounds and then you decide to crash the glass, because they're shooting up a shot, and it just leads to foul trouble.
Once again, our final score, 47-41. Time now for our Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game. I don't want to alarm you, fellas. Christmas is over. You probably got through it. Good job with that. But Valentine's Day is coming up in less than 6 weeks. You want to visit Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina and take care of that as well. Got to go with Brielle Potachik on the Southeast of Saline side. Brielle kept us in this game as she was able to hit 2 3-pointers there towards the end. She kept it within a 1-possession game, gave Southeast of Saline a chance, and her 3 3-pointers tonight helped Brielle Potachik, along with Reagan Getz, lead Southeast of Saline in scoring with 9 points. But no Lady Trojans in double-digit scoring. Dominated at the free throw line and dominated on the offensive boards. That led to a 6-point Minneapolis victory, 47-41. 10 minutes away from tip-off of the guys contest. We'll see how Southeast of Saline does there against the Minneapolis Lions, and it's coming up. We'll turn the corner with countdown to tip-off. It's brought to you by L&L Advisors after this on KINA.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach, right off Crawford, and their second location in the Central Mall in Salina, and a new location in McPherson, based on honesty and trust. Contact L&L Advisors today.
Hi everyone, it's Lynell Garrettson from SalinaHomes.com. It's a new Trojan basketball season and our coaches have devised a solid game plan. Just like basketball, to reach your goals in the real estate game, we need to have a dynamic game plan. I enjoy working with many of our Trojan supporters in all aspects of real estate. Upsizing, downsizing, investments, town or country. One call to me and we will get your personalized game plan ready to win. Go Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell at SalinaHomes.com.
Time now for our catch-up with Bryson Flax, head coach of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. And, boy, it seems like it's been forever since we talked, but yet that time moves so fast. I don't know how I can explain that any more confusingly, but big holiday break for you. I always love talking to you about break and what you were able to do getting in the gym, how many guys you had, and just what you were able to accomplish there during that small break.
Yeah, I thought our break was actually pretty good. You know, the guys got obviously a much-needed rest for some of them, and then when we got back into it, we had some really good practices, and you know, in terms of you know, everybody being there, I think we were missing Dan one day and we were missing Caden one day, and other than that, we were really consistent, and so obviously these guys understand the importance of being there and made it a priority, but we had some. The first couple of practices were a little shaky, but then they started picking up.
As I was going through and just kind of updating stats and reflecting on the first part of the year, boy, what a difference a year makes. Last year, you stumbled a couple of times before holiday break. This year, there were no stumbles. You still played the same type of competition. Ranked teams like Abilene in 4A, Hillsboro, the defending 2A champion, Heston, the defending 3A champion. You almost put Sacred Heart into a running clock in Salina the last game before break. What is your thoughts as far as this team? Obviously, everybody has the same goal, and I don't know if you guys even talk about that because I think everybody has it mentally ingrained in what your goal is at the end of the season. How do you feel this team is progressing right now? Are they where you would like them to be at this point?
Yeah, I think so. And you know, last year I didn't think at this point in the year we were rebounding the ball as well as we are now. And not only that, we're turning defensive rebounds into offensive points, you know, and that's a big deal. So I think that's been really successful. Another thing that I think that we're ahead of where we were last year is we still do it at times this year, but last year there was a lot that we were taking ourselves out of plays by trying to make plays, right?
Yeah.
And so this year we're really putting an emphasis on just be solid, use your length, use your athleticism, and plays will happen for you. You know, you don't have to go out of your way to make those plays because they're so darn athletic and they understand basketball and they understand where to be, and we just need to keep getting better at it.
Your bench has played really well, and at times early on in games where you've played close in the first half, they've really come up big for you. There was a time against Heston that Case and Lilly came in and played well. There was a time against Abilene where Drew Richardson came in and made a couple of big shots for you. How do you feel about that bench? You told me at one time in December that you would put your bench up against anybody else's starting five.
Yeah, and truthfully, any one of the guys that play major minutes off the bench could start for our team, and that's a testament to those guys and how they've accepted their role and their different challenges that our staff has put on them. And you know, in practice, I don't sugarcoat it. You know, we go starters versus next five, and those games are always competitive. Those drills are really competitive. They let each other know that they're there. You know, and I think it's only made them better, made our starters better as well as our bench guys better.
You look at this team, and obviously the number one ranking did mean a little bit. We talked about the target on your back and things like that. Something interesting happened, though, before break, and I know you don't pay a whole lot of attention to rankings, but we talk about it because that's my job. I'm in the media, and that's what we do. How much conversation did you have with the guys about dropping from number one to number two when really there was no explanation for it other than people just not showing up to vote in the KBCA poll?
Yeah.
Did you use that for fuel a little bit?
You know, we really didn't. The only thing I said to him is nobody else has played Heston, Hillsboro, Abilene, Beloit, Smoky, and Sacred Heart, and that's all there is to it. And I really like where we're at. You know, we've seen a handful of teams on film. I haven't seen half the state on film, you know, so I vote blind sometimes as well, and that's just part of the way the system's set up. But no, I like where we're at. You know, I'd rather be holding a trophy at the end of the year, you know, in March than ranked number one in January.
Got the Minneapolis Lions. This is a team that over the past couple of years, you have 5 consecutive wins over the Lions. You played them 3 times last year because you also got them in a sub-state game. This Lion team is off to a slow start. They're 0-7, but they have played Sacred Heart close. What do you know about this team from Minneapolis that you'll play tonight?
They're well coached. John's a great guy, and he tries to put them in the best positions to be successful, and that's all you can ask. It's a young group, but I told our guys we've been young before too, and what our mentality was when we were young is the same as these guys are right now. They've proven to be competitive. They've proven to be able to shoot the basketball. They're going to try and switch up a couple different zones on you and try and muddy it up on that end. But they're one of those teams. I think if you put them away and don't give them second chance opportunities, I like our chances. But if they start getting some offensive rebounds, they can start hitting some threes.
What do you want to see most from your guys tonight?
Let's see how in shape we are.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah,
I want to get up and down.
I'll take it. I get it. Good luck to you. We'll talk to you after the game.
All right, thanks.
Bryson Flax, head coach of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. His guys tonight will open their 2023 portion of the season with a home game against the Minneapolis Lions.
Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, RN. If you are planning on having surgery, it is an important decision, and finding qualified care for surgical needs is essential. At Saline Surgical Hospital, our board-certified surgeons and specialized team provide professional warmth in an intimate, home-like recovery care area. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure with us. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Saline Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
This is Tammy Bedreau at the Bank of Tesket. If you're looking to purchase your new home in the near future, I want you to know we offer a variety of loan options to finance your home purchase. I would love an opportunity to be your lender. Give me a call or stop in today to learn more. We are local lenders making local decisions. The Bank of Tesket, committed to those we serve. MLS number 712440. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Saline is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Citizens State Bank has been serving Kansans for over 100 years. We are a full-service bank that can service your personal, business, and agricultural lending and deposit needs. Citizens State Bank offers 24/7 convenience with mobile deposit, online banking, and our ATM conveniently located in front of the building. Stop by and see our friendly and helpful staff. Citizens State Bank at 600 Maple Street in Gypsum, Kansas. Citizens State Bank and Trust Company is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Looking to take the next step in your career? Consider an MBA from Kansas Wesleyan. You can complete the program fully online in as little as 1 year, and your last class is free. The next session starts January 9th. Want to know more about one of the state's fastest growing universities? Visit kwu.edu/MBA. That's kwu.edu/MBA.
Hunters, not only can we fill up your tanks 24/7, but we've stocked ammo for your sporting needs. Our wide variety will get you stocked up. We have new orders coming every week. Whether it's opening day or to shoot clay, we've got what you're looking for. We have the largest selection of ammunition in southern Saline County. During regular business hours, you can get your favorite pizza and snacks to have enough energy to win the day. Assyria Oil and Hardware, located in Assyria at the corner of Center and Main. We'll fill you up.
Frisbee Construction is a service organization for the commercial grain industry dedicated to giving you the best in planning, the best in quality, and the best of workmanship, and overall the best value for your dollar since 1949. Frisbee Construction specializes in new construction as well as remodel and repair of grain handling facilities throughout the Midwest. Frisbee Construction Company in Gypsum has emergency crews available as needed. For more information, go to frisbeeinc.com.
At home or on the road, K4 Garage will keep you moving. With over 12 years of mechanic experience, owner Nick Trout will diagnose and repair your engine to keep you in the game. full-service gas, diesel, or tires. K4 Garage also has a fully stocked convenience store with snacks and drinks. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 6, Saturday from 9 until 3. Trust K4 Garage with keeping you on the road. And if it has oil, they can change it at K4 Garage in Gypsum.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Suburban Appliance Center is your official dealer for Traeger grills. Check out this 6-in-1 versatile unit that grills, bakes, smokes, roasts, braces, and barbecues. Suburban is your exclusive dealer for the Traeger Timberline series, and they have your Traeger spices too. Suburban Appliance Center, they are locally owned and they offer appliance brands like Amana, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, and of course Maytag. Suburban also offers exceptional service. Suburban Appliance Center, 1900 South 9th.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Welcome back here to Southeast of Saline High School. Devin Haney along with Russ Kossel, Brian Denham providing live stream video on SalinaPost.com, courtesy of Salina Surgical Hospital, and Big Sam Purdy producing and engineering. We are getting ready for game number 2 of our doubleheader tonight. Southeast of Saline's guys taking on Minneapolis. Let's go over starting lineups first for Minneapolis, who comes in 0-7. They will start 5'11 freshman Grant Rice, 3.5 points, 4.5 rebounds per game. Justin Owen, a 5'9 freshman, 9.5 points per game, 3 rebounds. Ryan Parks, a 6-foot junior, 4 points, the leading rebounder on the team at 8.5 rebounds. Mason Smith, a 5'9 sophomore, 3 points, 3 rebounds a game. And Mason Scott, a 6'3 senior, averaging 17.5 points per game and 3.5 rebounds. John Darrow is their head coach. For Southeast of Saline, under the direction of Bryson Flax, they will start Eli Sawyers, a 6'5 senior, averaging 17.5 points per game. He is the leading scorer, leading rebounder, and leading assist maker is senior Nakari Morical-Palmer. He also gets 12.5 points per game, along with 8.5 rebounds and an insane 6 assists per contest. Drake Augustine averages 6.5 points per game and 3.5 assists. He's a 5'10 senior, along with Luke Gebhardt, a 6'1 senior, who's averaging 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists per game. The lone junior in the starting lineup for the Trojans is Daniel Kerr. Danny averaging 4.5 points per game, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. Bryson Flax is assisted by Trent Douglas and Joe Ross. Southeast of Saline comes in 6-0, currently ranked 2nd in the state in Class 3A by the Kansas Basketball Coaches Association. My friend Russ Kossel will now tell you the new Image Audio keys to success tonight for Southeast of Saline.
Speed up this Minneapolis Lions offense. They come into this game averaging just over 20 turnovers a game through their first 7 games this year. Put the pressure on, create turnovers, score off of turnovers.
Some scores from the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. These are all girls' finals. Ellsworth tonight beat Republic County 54-25. Marysville beat Abilene 35-26. Also in girls' finals, Clay Center beat Chapman 47-43. Hoisington hammered Beloit 54-19. And Minneapolis beat Southeast of Saline 47-41. Eli Sawyers enters the jump circle. He will tip it up along with Mason Scott. Southeast of Saline wearing their home white jerseys. Minneapolis in their road dark blues trimmed in red and white. And we are underway for the first game of 23 for Southeast of Saline. The tip comes back to Drake Augustine. Augustine will set the offense here for Southeast. He'll fade off to the right. Little pick and roll with Danny Kerr. Back to Augustine on the right wing. Now he'll lob a pass to Luke Gebhardt. Zone defense being applied here by Minneapolis. You heard Bryson Flax in pregame say he expects Minneapolis to play about every defense there is. Here's Augustine unleashing a 3. That's no good. Sawyer's inside with an offensive rebound and an easy putback for Eli, who is solidly now in the 1,000-point club. He got that accomplished last year. Now a deflection and a turnover. Daniel Kerr has it coming back the other way. High pass to Nakari Morical-Palmer. Now it's on the deck, and it's going to be picked up by Minneapolis.
Just like that on that first possession that Minneapolis had, they turned the ball over. So a great job, but you got to slow down, make the easy pass.
Here's a big sweeping crossover and a shot hanging in the air as Mason Scott. He averages 17.5 points per game. The 6'3 senior ties the game there with his first bucket of the night.
Yeah, and that lone senior in that starting lineup, so a real young Minneapolis team.
2 freshmen in the starting 5. Here's the assist from Augustine. He leaves it on the tray for Eli Sawyers to clean up, and Sawyers has 4.
Yeah, very good offensive set right there. Get that high, low, down, inside, out, go quick.
Full court pressure being applied here by Southeast of Saline. This Minneapolis team off to an 0-7 start, but they played Sacred Heart close on Tuesday night this week. Here's a loose ball in the middle of the floor. Gebhardt picks it up. Now he checks it ahead to Nakari. Nakari, a back pass, no look to Eli Sawyers for 2. You got to be kidding me. That is why he gets 6 assists per night.
He's got to have that 6 assist average in the first quarter, maybe in the first 5 minutes of this game. A great job of scoring off of the turnovers.
6-2 our score, 6:09 left to go. We are just underway. Southeast leading by a couple of possessions, and now Minneapolis throws it away. 3 turnovers and 4 possessions for Minneapolis.
Yeah, I mentioned it, that the key was you got to speed this team up and turn them over. And first 4 possessions and 3 of them are turnovers. Great job defensively early for Southeast.
Drake Augustine comes down the floor looking at an even front. It's a 2-3 zone being applied by the Lions in the middle of the zone. To Nakari, now back out to Augustine. Drake down low to Eli. They kick it opposite side to Kerr for 3. That won't go. Rebound taken in and collected by Mason Smith. The sophomore has it taken away. Now Augustine in the paint. Got a shot up and he is fouled. Drake Augustine will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, Minneapolis struggled. They turned the ball over right there again as they secured that rebound, and then it was taken away. So that's now 4 turnovers in the first minute and 20 seconds of this game.
Augustine 8 of 12 from the free throw line last year. His first free throw attempt of 23 rips the net. First person to score for Southeast of Saline, other than Eli Sawyers, who already is sitting on a half a dozen.
Yeah, and look for this full court after this free throw, regardless if it is made or not from Southeast.
Owen Just checks into the game for Minneapolis, along with Tucker Smith. Zach Nelson also into the contest. Both of those free throws, by the way, made by Drake Augustine, and now Minneapolis with a traveling violation for their 5th turnover.
Yeah, just really unforced right there as Mason Scott kind of got caught in a bad spot, picked the ball up right after he got it thrown back to him inbounds.
Here's a lob at the front of the rim. Nakari, he had it momentarily, and then Eli Sawyers ends up with it. 8 points now for Sawyers. 10-2 our score. Minneapolis gets it across the timeline, now stolen away by Nakari. Look out, it could be showtime, and it is. Nakari Morico Palmer slams it down with 2 hands, and Southeast off after 6 turnovers. 14-2 the score early on in a 30-second timeout. We're just underway. 5:17 left to go in the first quarter, and a timeout. Minneapolis will take it as well here on KINA.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
This is Trojan basketball on KINA.
Not even 3 minutes into this contest, it's 12-2, Southeast of Saline, and Minneapolis throwing a baseball pass down the court after somebody sprung open trying to get it in. Ryan Parks has it. Now he'll dump it back into the trailer. Owen Just, who is in the middle of the lane, and he rises up and scores. That'll stop a big run, a 10-0 run there by Southeast of Saline. Augustine has it. Now he'll play it back out to Kerr. Down to Nakari along the baseline. Back into the paint goes Augustine. I don't know if that was a pass or a shot, but it ended up hitting the side of the rim, and it goes out of bounds. It will stay, or actually go to Minneapolis here.
Yeah, Luke Gebhardt tried to save that one and had his foot right about the O in Southeast out of bounds.
Southeast had a 10-0 run stopped on that last Minneapolis basket. 12-4 now is our score. Minneapolis has it back, trailing by 8. Here's a shot at the bucket. That is up, no good. for Ryan Parks. Nakari with the rebound. Here comes Morical Palmer. Cross-court bounce pass. Ends up with Sawyers in the corner. He'll unleash a three. That one too strong, no good. And that's about the only thing Southeast has done wrong so far on offense is they've missed 2 3-pointers that they've taken. One from Sawyers and one from Kerr. Parks gets it down low. Bottled up by Sawyers. Now Nakari pulls it away. Goes behind his back, after taking that away. And now Gebhardt all the way to the rim. Put back by Sawyers won't go, but Miracle Palmer floats in and puts it back in. 7 turnovers for Minneapolis. Full court pressure still being played here, and another timeout taken by Minneapolis. This a full timeout, and Coach John Darrow is not happy with 3:52 left to go in the first quarter. 14-4 is our score as we step away for a 60 here on KINA.
Hi, it's Sarah and Addison with Mary Maids in Salina and Abilene. We'd like to take time to thank our friends and customers for your business in 2022. We look forward to serving you in the new year. If 2023 includes plans for a new home, call us. Save time and stress less. Mary Maids will help you clean your old home when you leave and your new home before you get there. Happy New Year's from everyone at Mary Maids in Salina and Abilene.
Find Mary Maids on Facebook or at marymaids.com.
Mary Maids, relax. It's done.
Hunters, don't miss the 2023 Whitetail Summit. This is an opportunity to hear from some of the most highly regarded experts in the whitetail management field. Our event will feature Dr. Bronson Strickland from Mississippi State University and Don Higgins, founder of Real World Wildlife and co-host of the Chasing Giants podcast, as well as Wes Delks, a Higgins outdoor consultant. This event will include a meal and exclusive show specials from our sponsors. Doors open at 9:30 a.m. Saturday, February 18th at the Tony's Pizza Event Center. Go to phillipsseed.com for more details.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Minneapolis has burnt 2 timeouts already. We're halfway through the first quarter. They do have somebody spring open here off the timeout. Now a loose ball up in the middle of the air, and Eli Sawyers brings it away. Sawyers on the left-hand side of the basket, puts a shot up. That's no good. Ball off of Drake Augustine, and a couple of really weird-looking plays, one on each end of there, and it ends up being turnovers for both teams.
Yeah, and what you don't want right now, if you're Coach Bryson Flax, is this team to kind of get lackadaisical and just free it up and then turn the ball over. Bad shots. Go back to what got you here. Go inside out. Get the ball to Sawyers or Nakari Morkel-Palmer down low in that short corner where he seems to be deadly down there at finding the open guy.
Here comes a line change with Kason Lilly, Caden Isaacson, Jake Gebhardt, Drew Richardson all checking in. They will clear the floor of everybody except for Nakari Morkel-Palmer, who will stay on. 14-4 is our score. Southeast of Saline leading. 3:33 left to go here in the first. Isaacson gambling for a steal. He'll create another turnover. It's number 9 for Minneapolis. Along the baseline, Isaacson made a nice little no-look pass there to Jake Gebhardt, and the official on the baseline is going to say Jake lost that one off of his leg, and it will award it to Minneapolis here. So 3 turnovers against Southeast of Saline. Here comes Minneapolis back down the floor. Kind of a double clutch after he lost the basketball for Mason Scott, and that ball rattles in and out, no good on the shot. 14-4 is our score. Richardson with it on the right-hand side. Now along the baseline of Jake Gebhardt. They get it in low to Isaacson, and he was double-teamed and lost the basketball. 4 turnovers here for Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, that's back-to-back-to-back possessions with the turnover.
Here's a shot partially blocked by Kason Lilly, and Nakari Morkel-Palmer will bring it away. 2:45 left to go opening quarter. Lilly on the right-hand side. Nakari up top, stops in the keyhole, now plays it out to Kason Lilly. Kason comes into this game averaging a shade over 8 points per contest off the bench. Here's a drive on the left-hand wing from Drew Richardson, and he is fouled as he goes to the bucket. Free throws coming up here for Drew after the foul on Dalton Kruger.
Yeah, a much better set right there with this kind of line change that happened. Get the ball inside out, go in. Drew Richardson did a great job of attacking the body of the defender and going up as he misses the first free throw.
Richardson on the year, that was only his 6th free throw attempt so far. He split right down the center, 3 for 6. He'll get his 7th attempt on the season here. It's on its way, and it is good. So far, Southeast of Saline, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Full court man-to-man once again. 2.5 minutes to play. It's an 11-point Southeast lead. Long pass up the floor to Kruger. And now a body check foul will be called here against Jake Gebhardt. That's his first.
Yeah, just a first-team foul on Southeast Saline, but I think what you'd like to see on this press is they're kind of getting beat down the floor. Obviously, the height of inside of Southeast is intimidating Minneapolis from attacking, but you have to not get beat back on this press.
With the basketball, top of the circle is Zach Nelson. The sophomore unloads it to Ryan Parks. Parks has a ball nearly taken away by Nakari. That would have been another Showtime moment on the other end, but he can't come up with it. Minneapolis is going to travel with the basketball. 15-4 is our score. Southeast will take over once again. Kason Lilly and Drew Richardson in the backcourt. They'll bring it up across the timeline. The big SES logo center floor. Richardson fades to the left, now comes back with a pass to the right to Nakari Morikel-Palmer. Jake Gebhardt has it now. Down low to Isaacson. They want to double team Caden. He's going to get called with a hook here as he went around his defender and threw that left arm up against the Minneapolis line to impede his progress.
Yeah, and that's been an emphasis from the state, not only this year, it started last year, about more on the rebounding side, like call it a hook and hold, and that's basically the same thing. The offender just hooks the defender around him and try to get a layup.
And that's a move that has progressed from the top down to the bottom over the years, right? I mean, it started in the NBA, really, and started getting called there, then to college, then now on down to high school.
Yeah, and that can be called a technical foul as well on an intentional hook and hold.
15-4. Here's a shot put up after a nice little shot fake by Mason Scott. He has a couple of buckets here early on for 4 points. Nakari is unattended. He'll shoot a three. That won't go. Gebhardt kept the rebound alive. Now Caden Isaacson throws it towards the sideline where Nakari Morikel-Palmer runs it down. Now to an open Drew Richardson. His three-pointer won't go. Caden Isaacson still fighting for the rebound. He'll going to lose it out of bounds on the baseline. It will go back to Minneapolis. Boy, after a fiery start there from southeast of Saline, where they build a 10-point lead going on a 10-0 run, things have calmed down quite a bit. Zach Nelson has it. Long pass up the floor. They'll find Owen Just. We approach the 1 minute mark of the first period. There's a pass down low, and boy, just in a bad spot for a shot there. He almost got it to go, though, was Tucker Smith. Now a rebound by Minneapolis. Third time it's tipped in by Mason Scott. You can see why he averages almost 18 points a game. Mason Scott, very active.
Yeah, he's everywhere on the floor. You know, a shot goes up, he's crashing the boards, whether he's had a ball knocked out of his hand and caught it midair and finished the shot, and it's went in.
Gebhardt had it for a touch. Jake did, high post. Now back out to Nakari for three, and he's going to rip the cords. Nakari Morikel-Palmer dead away, top of the circle with 7 points now. Back to 18-8. Minneapolis had it as close as 7 on that possession before giving up the three. 17 seconds left to go. Opening quarter. Kason Lilly playing ball defense now. There's a shot put up. That's no good. Southeast still has 10. Long pass up the floor to Isaacson. He has Lilly running with him. Caden's going to take it all the way through. A one-handed finger roll attempt comes up short. And Minneapolis is going to see the end of the quarter with a long shot. That doesn't go. 18-8 our score. Southeast of Saline leads it by 10 as we finish out the first quarter. Second quarter action coming up as you listen on KINA and watch live stream video on SalinaPost.com. Brought to you by Salina Surgical Hospital.
Right now, Prairie Land Partners has service and inspection specials that give you the power of choice and save you money. From mowers and compact construction equipment to the largest tractors and combines that John Deere offers, they have an option for you. They also have Legacy Series specials for older John Deere combines and tractors. Call, stop by, or visit prairielandpartners.com to schedule your equipment.
Delivering the right solution. Prairie Land Partners.
Opening our doors in 1999, Salina Surgical Hospital specializes in excellence in surgical services and digestive health care. It is the depth of experience and the abilities of the physicians and nurses at Salina Surgical Hospital that make it the ideal place for high-tech and high-touch to unite. Patients tell us, I knew I was in good hands with the friendly and knowledgeable staff at Salina Surgical Hospital. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local community-involved physicians.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline basketball on KINA.
Eli Sawyers leads the way for Southeast of Saline with 8 points, 6 points for Mason Scott, leading Minneapolis after the opening quarter. Devin Haney, Russ Kossel back here courtside, Southeast of Saline in our luxury box. 10-point lead by Southeast. Minneapolis starts the quarter with the basketball. Mason Scott has it, dancing along with Luke Gebhardt on the far side of the floor. Now brings it back through on a drive for Zach Nelson. Good defensive stance here by Southeast. Minneapolis probing, trying to figure it out. Now a ball deflected, ends up in a shot for the Lions. That's no good. Caden Isaacson chases the rebound, but it'll be secured by Zach Nelson for Minneapolis. Now the ball pops up, goes in the stands. It will stay with the Lions on their sideline.
Yeah, and early on, Southeast dominating the offensive glass. 4 offensive rebounds that's led to 8 points on those. And now in the last 2 possessions, giving up 3 offensive rebounds to Minneapolis.
Minneapolis trying to inbound here. They will get it in and go middle of the floor to Ryan Parks. Parks has it. Now hands it off to Zach Nelson. Here's a shot partially blocked again by Kason Lilly. That's the second block of the night for Lilly already. Ends up in a 3-pointer for Minneapolis, and the rebound secured off the miss by Caden Isaacson. Here comes Kason Lilly. He'll unleash it right-hand side to Luke Gebhardt, who has checked in. Luke came in for Nakari Moracle-Palmer during that break between quarters. Luke has it up top. High post to Isaacson. Now back out to Kason Lilly. Luke Gebhardt now gets it. He'll return it back to Lilly on the right wing. Looking back into Isaacson, it ends up with Kason Lilly for 3. That one's way too strong, and the rebound taken away by Minneapolis.
Going to be another turnover right there on Minneapolis. And, Devin, I'd like to see something with this group that's out on the floor. Caden Isaacson sees the floor really well from that high post position. Get the ball maybe down to Jake Gebhardt in that short corner, as tall as he is, and crash Caden down to the block and look for that high-low action.
Gebhardt has it on the right-hand side. Luke does. Jake also trying to post on that side. They get it into Jake. He'll play it out to Kason Lilly. Lilly had a collision that time with Grant Rice. No whistle, though. Luke Gebhardt now drive baseline. It just kind of looks like, and I know it's a zone, and zones sometimes just kind of muddy things up, but it just looks like this group is just really kind of unsure with what to do here.
Yeah, they're out of sync a lot and just jacking up another 3 right there.
Yeah. Settling for the 3. Kason Lilly gets the rebound off the Gebhardt miss and puts it back in on the weak side. First point of the night for Kason Lilly.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. That it's stagnant around, not really a lot of movement. You have to bust that zone up.
Minneapolis has it now, trailing by 12. Biggest lead of the game so far for Southeast of Saline. There's a step back, long 3-pointer by Mason Scott, no good. Richardson with the rebound. Southeast wants to run. Minneapolis, though, back good on defense. Kason Lilly, big step coming through the defenders. Shot, though, won't go. Loose ball squirts out towards the Minneapolis bench, and it's chased down by Zach Nelson. Nelson now in a Southeast trap, and he is in trouble. Finally gets rid of it up the sideline to Ryan Parks, who came back to help out. Now a 2-on-2 break. Shot from the baseline is up and good for the Lions. 2 points that time by Mason Smith. His first basket.
And you had him where you wanted him on that trap in the corner. The ball's dead, and you can't let 2 guys squeak down the middle of the floor.
Here's Gebhardt with a baseline jumper, and Jake's first shot of the night is up and good. Timeout, Southeast of Saline. It's a 30-second timeout. 4:45 left to go here in the second period. Southeast of Saline leading it 22-10 over Minneapolis on KINA.
Maybe you don't play quarterback or make the highlight reel. Maybe you're not a high school athlete anymore. But just like an athlete, you can get first-class orthopedic care from Saline Ortho. Their doctors and staff strive to get you back to an injury-free, pain-free life as quickly as possible. Saline Ortho has a doctor on call 24/7 for all orthopedic injuries. So next time you're injured, trust the experts at Saline Ortho. Your voice, your choice, past, present, and future. See them online at salineortho.com.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
Kansas High School basketball scoreboard show returns tonight, 10 until 11 o'clock here on KINA. Here's scores and game wraps from across the state of Kansas, as most everybody should be back in the full swing of basketball season after the holiday break. It's brought to you by Home Automotive Centers in Abilene and Salina, and also Salina Surgical Hospital. Shot up by Minneapolis after the timeout. Rebound collected off the miss by Nakari Morkel-Palmer. Transition three from Luke Gebhardt is no good. Nakari with the rebound. He tried a lazy lob back to the rim to Eli Sawyers, and that one's going to be taken away by Minneapolis. Turnover number 6 for Southeast of Saline, and now an offensive foul will be called here against Minneapolis.
And that probably was the best-case scenario for Minneapolis right there, is that thing was going to be leaked out for another turnover and another highlight play at the rim.
4:15 left to go here in the second quarter. We'll try to hook up with Shauna Smith at halftime of this game and reflect back up on the first loss of the season for Southeast of Saline's girls. Here's another lob at the rim for Sawyers, and that one comes up empty. A runner by Minneapolis that's up and good. Owen Just, his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, and you know, you keep getting stops if you're Minneapolis. They're shooting the ball fairly well tonight. They only have 12 points, but they're not shooting a lot, so all of them are going in if you're going to keep getting defensive stops.
Nakari leans back into a three and drops it home. Nakari Morkel-Palmer with 10. Boy, that's just some of the things he does. I say it a lot, but it just looks like he is borderline bored. It's just so easy, yeah.
It's just effortless is how it looks.
That one he actually leaned out of and still drained it from way downtown. There's a foul against Eli Sawyers coming out to hedge that screen. He is in a collision with Ryan Parks. First foul of the basketball game on Sawyers. Sawyers had one of the highlight moments so far of the season for Southeast of Saline in December. He was able to score 29 points against the Abilene Cowboys to enter the 1,000-point club. Currently, Eli Sawyer sits with 1,068 points on his career for Southeast. So far with 8 tonight, and yes, I did include those in that 1,068. Here's an up and under move inside. They get Sawyers up off the feet, but he still comes down with a block. Here's Sawyers now leading the break. Minneapolis again gets back really well on defense. Lob pass left-hand side to Kerr. Along the baseline now, he'll go to Augustine. Drake will pull it back out. Nakari, now Luke Gebhardt. It's really a 5-out, 1-in set with Nakari Morkel-Palmer working the high post. Daniel Kerr open from 3. That's no good. Sawyer's fighting for the rebound. It's going to be wrestled away by Zach Nelson. Southeast really struggling from the outside of Nakari Morkel-Palmer shooting. Here's Luke Gebhardt in the open floor to Augustine. Quick wrister will go up and in. Drake Augustine has 4.
And a great job on that 3-on-2 fast break. Ball hits one hand right to the other, up for layup.
27-12. Southeast of Saline has been holding Minneapolis in check here defensively in this second quarter. They've only allowed 4 points. Here's a deflection and a steal by Sawyers. It's going to be all alone going down the center of the lane, and he one-hand jams it right down the middle.
Yeah, and Minneapolis approaching their per-game average in turnovers with still 2 minutes to go in the second quarter.
29-12 is our score here. Here's a curl and a jumper off of that curl. They're going to call a foul on the floor. Owen Just made the shot, but they're going to say before the shot, he was checked in the back by a Southeast of Saline player.
I think they're going to get Drake Augustine on that one. Yeah, and it was before the shot. It was right as he caught it, and then he turned into the shot.
So first foul on Augustine, 4th team foul for Southeast of Saline, and a traveling violation here against Minneapolis. 29-12, Southeast will get it back. Under 2 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Up the floor comes Augustine. He'll play it left to Kerr. Now get it back. Collect 2 defenders there at the top of that zone. Here's Gebhardt now to the middle of the floor. He'll give it to Nakari, who steps back. Now a one-handed pass that leads Kerr out of bounds. Here's Gebhardt driving right into the heart of the defense, that he'll score. A lot of ball action up top by Luke Gebhardt, keeping that one moving, and he scores his first basket of the night.
And you notice on these possessions, they're letting Eli Sawyers kind of float around down there around the baseline, and all backs being turned.
There's a shot put up by Minneapolis, bothered by Nakari Morkel-Palmer. Rebound and a run out by Gebhardt at the rim again. This one Luke can't get to go down, and a rebound taken in by Minneapolis. 1 minute left to go, second quarter. 31-12 is our score. Minneapolis unleashes a 3. That won't go. Rebound fight down low. Luke Gebhardt comes in to win it. Gebhardt plays a long outlet near the scorer's table to Augustine. Drake looks left, comes to Sawyers, and Sawyers scores. 12 points for Eli Sawyers.
And Eli Sawyers impresses me more and more as you're going to get a foul right here in the backcourt by Drake Augustine. But as I was saying, Eli plays the floor so well when he does not have the basketball. He knows where they're going with it. He seems to always be in the right spot. Just plays the offensive possession very well without the basketball.
Augustine has just collected his second foul. He's the only player in this game with 2 or more fouls. He will stay on the floor. 36 seconds left to go before halftime. 33-12. Southeast of Saline trying to close it out here. Here's a steal by Luke Gebhardt. Had to spin off a defender to keep it. Now he's going to go all the way to the cup. Leaves that one long again. That's the second layup he's missed on that side.
And a lot of excess motion with the ball. Just go up strong and draw the foul. Don't try to avoid contact.
Luke, though, with another steal. And now Southeast nearly coughs it up. Augustine's going to end up with it in a left-handed layup. Drake Augustine has a half a dozen. 35-12. Minneapolis is going to lose the ball out of bounds with 1.7 left, and Southeast has a chance here to go the other way.
Yeah, the 17th turnover right there on Minneapolis in this first half.
They get it into Sawyers. He's going to pull up off the run, off the backboard, and it won't go, and we are at halftime. 35-12, our score here at the break. When we come back, numbers from the first half. We'll also look back at the girls' contest. Hopefully Shauna Smith can join us as we are at halftime. It's brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Southeast of Saline leads Minneapolis 35-12 here at the break on KINA.
Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits. Wheels and tires, bumpers, cheap accessories,
It's a new Trojan basketball
bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knopf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock.
A dynamic game plan. I enjoy working with many of our Trojan supporters in all aspects of real estate. Upsizing, downsizing, investments, town or country. One call to me and we will get your personalized game plan ready to win. Go Trojans!
This is the Trojan Halftime Report. Coming up, a first half recap. Shot at the horn! Stats, interviews, and a look at other area games. Now, let's get back to the gym for Trojan Halftime on KINA.
Back here at halftime of the boys' contest, Southeast of Saline leading it 35-12. At the break, 12 points from Eli Sawyers, 10 from Dakari Morico-Palmer. Time now for our chat with Shauna Smith, going back and looking upon the girls' game tonight. Southeast of Saline drops their first one of the season, 47-41. Minneapolis gets the victory, and you can call me out. You can say I made a stupid comment or whatever, but, boy, looking from the outside in, Coach, it looks like this game mostly came down to rebounding. How do you feel about how this contest went tonight?
Yep. Rebounding, but I thought they outplayed us in every aspect of the game for about 32 minutes. There was a real short stint that we might have played, but they played us everywhere. They out-hustled us everywhere, winning loose balls and winning the rebounds. They did everything they needed to tonight.
Yeah, offensive rebounding was 17-3. That's the count that we had. A couple of different problems develop when you're not getting those possessions and those rebounds to close out your defensive stance. You're giving them a couple of possessions to score and a couple of chances to score, but you're also getting into foul trouble, and that seemed to plague you tonight, didn't it?
Yeah, like I said, we couldn't in the first half. We kind of had to go, play a little bit different defensively, and we had a lot of miscommunications, you could say, I guess, and kind of led them to some easy buckets. But it really comes down to, like I said, I think rebounding. We just didn't go rebound.
What were your challenges on offense? It looked like at times the girls were just kind of Minneapolis did a really good job getting up in the face and just kind of causing some disruption.
I think we just, like I said, offensively, I don't know, we just didn't look like we had some of those back cuts early on. We told the girls that's what we needed to do, those things, but we just never got into a flow of offense. I don't think nobody would really take the basket. When you take the basket, you're going to get banged and bumped and whatever, and, we didn't convert on those.
A big discrepancy also at the free throw line. They outscore you by 10 at the stripe. They shoot 25 free throws. You get to the line 6 times. What do you think when you look at that? I know from the fan standpoint you sit there and you want to blame the officials for everything, but really what does that translate from?
Well, I haven't even looked at our scorebook.
Yeah.
They shot 25 free throws. We shot 6.
Yes.
Well, I will say that, but they did take the ball to the basket a lot more than we did. You know, they attacked the basket, did some things like that. But, yeah.
That's a big discrepancy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we come out of holiday break. Disappointing loss here tonight on your home floor. It's going to be a long time before we're back in this gym. Kind of a weird schedule for you coming up. You only have one game next week. You don't play a week from tonight. You have a Friday night off, and then all of a sudden you jump into the Sterling tournament. Clay Center's right around the corner, and I know you haven't really probably had a chance to look at Clay Center a whole lot, but this schedule, we've had it now the last 2 years. There's just not a lot of games between the holidays and the Sterling tournament. How do you get this thing back on track now? I know practice is the main thing, and you turn around, you go back to a 4A school, or actually 3A school maybe in basketball with Clay Center coming up on Tuesday.
You know, and we've looked at them already, and they're clones of them.
Yeah.
They're going to get out and pressure the ball defensively. You know, whatever. I think it's one of those things that, I mean, they're not going to know us as well. And that kind of always plays a role in, you know, the league team, something like that. But we just got to come out. We got to go score. I mean, we scored tonight. We kind of spread it out, but we had too many moments that, you know, like third quarter, I think we only scored 4 points in the third quarter. So we kind of had that big dry spout. So then the fourth quarter, we're playing the catch-up game. One of the things like too is we got to go drive the basket and look to kick, make other people defend us better. Like I said, being in foul trouble tonight kind of hurt us, or you know, did hurt us, I should say. But in like a lot of the first quarter were just silly fouls on us. You know, wasn't necessarily, you know, we got those ones, but just reaching ones that just shouldn't be, and some things that I felt like we played very undisciplined tonight. Yeah.
And there was at one point early on in this game, both of your primary ball handlers had 3 fouls. You kept Maddie in the game, but still that affects the way they play, doesn't it? They're thinking more about that and staying on the floor than what they are, what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, and like defensively, like I said, you just got to play smarter, and things like that. You got to be quicker. You know, and I thought they did okay job with that. You know, playing through that a little bit, but. You know, like I said, we knew something tonight was we weren't gonna stay undefeated forever.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things, and our league's better and better each one of these years here, and like this doesn't shock me tonight.
Well, we will look ahead to a big week next week. Go to Clay Center on Tuesday. Then, of course, that schedule should be out for the Sterling tournament. That's always interesting to receive in your inbox as well.
Yeah, we'll get that Monday.
All right, we will talk to you on Tuesday in Clay Center.
Okay, thank you.
Shauna Smith, head coach of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. Her girls now 6-1 after a 6-point loss tonight. Minneapolis moves to 7-1. Southeast 2-1 in league play. Minneapolis 3-1 in league play. Halftime of the boys contest, 35-12 is our score here on KINA.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Saline Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Saline Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Saline Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach, right off Crawford, and their second location in the Central Mall in Salina, and a new location in McPherson, based on honesty and trust. Contact L&L Advisors today.
Salina Septic Services provides septic services including septic tank installation, inspection, and repair. In addition to professional septic tank services, we also provide portable restroom rentals. We have many options available, including his and hers portable restrooms and hand washing sinks. Setup, service, and removal are all part of our rentals. Whether you project a long-term construction job or a family gathering, we guarantee a clean porta potty. Find us today at SalinaSepticService.com, proudly supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
You're telling me. your driver turns you on remotely?
It feels so good. One gentle touch of a handy remote or mobile app and my motor is running. And don't fret, my little pickup pal. New Image Audio installs these inside trucks too.
Oh, yeah.
You'll want it when the winter chill hits. A remote start from New Image Audio for cars, trucks, even diesels. All systems remote and cell phone capable. Nationwide coverage. Get yours at New Image Audio on South Broadway.
In Salina.
Work hard, play hard. Good luck, Trojans, from Roselawn Memorial Park in Salina. To learn more, visit roselawnsalina.com.
Back here at halftime, it's brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. 35-12 is our score. Southeast of Saline leading Minneapolis. Time now for scoring, brought to you by Citizen State Bank in downtown Gypsum. Eli Sawyers leads the way with 12 points. Nakari Morical Palmer with 10. 6 points for Drake Augustine. 2 points apiece, all for Jake Gebhardt, Kason Lilly, and Luke Gebhardt. Drew Richardson has a single free throw. Minneapolis, so far, 6 points for Mason Scott, 4 points for Owen Just, and 2 points for Mason Smith. Southeast of Saline, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Minneapolis has not shot a free throw yet. 17 turnovers for Minneapolis, 7 turnovers for Southeast of Saline. And I think those turnover numbers, a little bit of a surprise for Southeast of Saline. They only average 11 turnovers per game, and we've seen them when they're playing well, even though they're at a high tempo and it's kind of helter-skelter, it seems. Their turnover count still remains in single digits. A lot of those lobs at the rim and things that they might be trying tonight haven't worked out, and that's created some turnovers.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And they got in a funk there in about 3 back-to-back possessions, offense to defense, where they turned the ball over 3 times in a row. Very uncharacteristic-like, but like you said, they were looking for lobs or Sawyers running the baseline, coming in for an alley-oop, and passes getting deflected or knocked off or off the backboard. So I think you clean up that aspect is about the only thing they've done wrong in this game is turn the ball over. They're shooting the ball very well from the floor, and Minneapolis is shooting the ball well from the floor. They just haven't got the shot attempts up when you turn the ball over 17 times.
Yeah, absolutely. 35-12, the biggest lead for Southeast of Saline is their current 23-point lead. And a chance to remind you, tomorrow the Chiefs will play. Yes, tomorrow, not Sunday. It'll be a Saturday afternoon game. 3:30 kickoff in Vegas against the Raiders. 2 o'clock pregame right here on KINA. 35-12, Southeast of Saline will get it started. Drake Augustine has the dribble up top. He's out there with Daniel Kerr, Nakari Morical Palmer, Luke Gebhardt, and Eli Sawyers. Sawyers has it in 3-point territory. Now to Nakari. He'll flick it left-hand side to Luke Gebhardt. Big wide open offense right now for Southeast of Saline. Ends up with Sawyers along the baseline. He spins towards the baseline. Now out to Daniel Kerr for 3, and a really good possession. Probably the best offensive possession of the game so far to start the second half.
Yeah, you're exactly right. As Minneapolis is going to come out on a fast break here and miss the layup. Rebound goes out of bounds. But you're exactly right. Good set, patient. The ball went around, went inside. Eli found Daniel Kerr up at the top, and he finishes the rest.
That 3-pointer by Kerr was his first points of the night. He also becomes the 8th Southeast of Saline player to score in this game. Almost a minute into the third quarter, Nakari Morical Palmer wants a 3 from the same spot that Kerr just scored, and he gets it to go. Nakari with a baker's dozen now leading the way. 41-12. Southeast of Saline sprints out 6-0 run.
Once again, you go back to the shot that Nakari Morical Palmer shoots. It's almost unfair as effortlessly as he shoots the basketball.
Here's a shot that goes up. Nakari plucks it out of the sky. Now it goes behind his back at the half-court stripe. No-look dish to Sawyers, and Sawyers scores. He has 14. 43-12. Now a 31-point advantage for Southeast of Saline as they have started the second half on an 8-0 run.
Started the second half just like they started the first quarter of this game.
Luke Gebhardt spotting the ball out of bounds. The official says, yes, sir, I agree. And it's turnover number 19 for Minneapolis. Talk about the domination of Southeast of Saline's girls over Minneapolis that ended tonight. They had 9 wins in a row. On the boys' side, Southeast has won 5 in a row against Minneapolis. You got to go back to Valentine's Day. 2020 is the last time Minneapolis beat Southeast boys. Here's a lob to the rim. Nakari goes up. He'll lay it in off the window. And a 10-0 run to start the half prompts a Minneapolis timeout. 6:03 left to go third quarter. 45-12 is our score. Southeast of Saline in control of this one right here on KINA.
Frisbee Construction is a service organization for the commercial grain industry dedicated to giving you the best in planning, the best in quality, and the best of workmanship, and overall the best value for your dollar since 1949. Frisbee Construction specializes in new construction as well as remodel and repair of grain handling facilities throughout the Midwest. Frisbee Construction Company in Gypsum has emergency crews available as needed. For more information, go to frisbeeinc.com.
This is Trojan basketball on KINA.
Just about 2 minutes, not quite, into the second half. Southeast of Saline has posted a 10-0 start to the second half, and they lead Minneapolis 45-12. Devin Haney, Russ Kossel back here. You can watch live stream video on SalinaPost.com, brought to you by Saline Surgical Hospital. We will also do the same Tuesday as we go to Clay Center. Take on the Tigers.
Another step up in classification for this team early in this new year, so be a tough test up there. Clay Center, always a tough place to play.
Clay Center's girls tonight beat Chapman. Their boys, of course, playing right now. 45-12 here. Full court pressure out of the timeout by Southeast of Saline. Minneapolis trying to deal with that. Now stuck over on the right-hand side of their offense, Mason Smith. He'll have to unload it here to Zach Nelson. Nelson a couple dribbles on the right wing. Back for a three-pointer that is up and good from Grant Rice. That is Rice, first basket of the game. Brings it back to a 30-point game. Sawyer's with it. He's calling on Drake Augustine to come up high and get the basketball. Still a zone defense being applied here by Minneapolis. Kari Morkel-Palmer in the corner in front of the Southeast student body. Faked a three. Now they play it back out to Drake Augustine. His quick move into the middle of the paint. Drake Augustine on the runner, and now he has 8 points.
And Drake with that quick first dribble and first step, is you're going to get a travel right there and another turnover. But Drake, that little shot fake and one quick dribble with 2 steps and letting it float up just looks effortless. Everything this team is doing right now looks effortless.
He is explosive. He has that twitch, that a sudden move. He can either freeze you or blow right by you. You don't really know which as a defender sometimes. Luke Gebhardt with it. He'll go high pass to Sawyer. Sawyer's touch pass right back out for a three, and that's going to go home for Luke Gebhardt. 5 points for Luke. 50-15. Up the right-hand sideline.
I think Luke was out of bounds when he touched that ball.
Good call.
But Grant Rice was dribbling it up on the far side.
And here comes 4 new Trojans. For Southeast of Saline, Caden Isaacson, Kason Lilly, Jake Gebhardt, Drew Richardson. They will clear the floor and leave Nakari Morkel-Palmer once again.
Yeah, and this we've seen this multiple times this year where they do these 4 in, 4 out, and Nakari being the one that stays in. So nothing new for this team. We've seen it all year long.
Owen Just comes in for Minneapolis. 4:44 left to go here in the third. Minneapolis in the backcourt. Drew Richardson playing defense here against Owen Just. Just will fade to the left-hand side, stop in front of his bench. Now dump it off inside for a shot that's up by Dalton Kruger, no good. Rebound taken in by Just, and he's going to keep it alive and play it back out to Kruger, who turns it over. Drew Richardson takes it away for Southeast of Saline. Nakari on the right-hand side. Wanted to go to the rim. Caden Isaacson in the space. Out to Richardson for a three. That's no good. Nakari with the rebound. Little touch shovel inside to Caden Isaacson for 2. Caden becomes the 9th Southeast of Saline player to score in this game.
He's filling up the stat sheets everywhere, everybody. Rebounding the ball, turning the ball over, getting steals, scoring buckets.
There's a foul for Kason Lilly as he was trying to stop a shooter. I said early on in this game, Nakari Morkel-Palmer, he leads this team in assists, and this is a team that shares the ball very well. They average 16 assists per contest, which is kind of insane, but 6 of them come from Nakari every game.
Yeah, and that just goes to show you the assist. And you mentioned the turnovers per game, about how many turnovers Southeast has, every game, and their assist-to-turnover ratio is drastically on the favorable side.
Caden Isaacson gets the rebound after 2 misses at the free throw line for Minneapolis. That foul on Kason Lilly was his first. 52-15 our score. That's the first foul of the second half so far in this game. Halfway through the third quarter. Nakari way outside. Three-pointer won't go. Fight for the rebound. Jake Gebhardt trying to keep it alive. He cannot, as Minneapolis will take the basketball back. Going the other way. Zach Nelson has it. Tried to dump it off inside, and that ball will be racked out of bounds by Caden Isaacson.
Yeah, Caden about a quarter of a second away from getting a steal there. Just a hair late on that, but defense playing extremely, extremely well, not only to start the second half, but really throughout this game.
I mean, you can easily look at Minneapolis and say, well, they're 0-7. You know, they're not going to put points up. But they average about 45 points a game. I mean, they can score. They just haven't been able to here tonight. Defense very good for Southeast. Up the floor after a Minneapolis miss, Nakari to Kaysen Lilly. Now they go right-hand side to Jake Gebhardt. He'll kick it back out, ends up with Kaysen on the left wing, and an offensive foul as he tried to go baseline, and that one defended very well by Grant Rice.
And you'd like to see maybe Kaysen pull up and shoot that ball.
Yeah, why not?
He had plenty of room, and he let the defender take one step, and then he tried to go at him, and just a little bit out of control and leaning heavily forward.
38% from behind the three-point arc for the season. Let it fly. 3 minutes left to go here in this third period. 52-15. Lilly almost got the strip up top. Now Minneapolis with a skip pass through to Mason Scott, who's been quiet. Mason had a good first half, leading Minneapolis with 6 points. Now a block up top by Jake Gebhardt as he met Ryan Parks trying to go to the basket. And Jake there to say no.
And that was a great recovery right there. Minneapolis made a great skip pass to the corner, and Southeast rotated perfectly on that.
Minneapolis gets it inbounds here. Now trying to go inside to Ryan Parks. Parks lost the handle on it and then tried to save it off a Southeast player. And the ball goes jetting over towards the Minneapolis bench out of bounds.
Yeah, another turnover, number 5 of the half for Minneapolis.
2:39 left to play here in the third. Richardson with it, left-hand side, now to Lilly. Nakari staring in at Caden Isaacson. Now he gives him the ball. Works around to Kaysen Lilly. Kaysen hands it off in close proximity to Nakari Moracle Palmer. 2:20 left to go. Nakari in the middle of the paint. He'll rise up and shoot. That won't go, but then gets back up off the floor and scores it on the putback. 7 points in the third quarter, 17 for the game for Nakari. And that is his high point mark so far this season. He had 16 against Abilene. Here's another turnover for Minneapolis. Kaysen Lilly takes it away. Lilly up the middle of the floor. Stops at the left-hand elbow on a step back. His shot won't go. Jake Gebhardt inside. Can't get the roll. And the rebound being cleared out by Minneapolis. Down low was Tucker Smith with the rebound. Trap near half court. Minneapolis gets out of it. Mason Scott has it. Now he stops, puts a shot up over Nakari. That's no good. Loose ball on the rebound, collected here by Minneapolis. They'll play it out to Mason Scott for 3. That won't go. Jake Gebhardt with the rebound on the backside.
Jake Gebhardt, just the stronger man right there, ripping that ball away.
Yes, sir. Nakari with it up top of the circle. 1:15 left to go here in the third period. 54-15. Left-hand side, Nakari with it. One-handed pass, no look to Jake Gebhardt, who shoots the baseline jumper. After a pass like that, you almost have to make the shot, right?
Yeah, I mean, when a pass comes in that hot and the defense has no time to react, you got to put the ball up.
Nakari with our Everhart Precision Ag precision pass of the night. 56-15. 49 seconds left to go. 4 guys off the bench, and Nakari Moracle Palmer playing pretty well here in this third quarter. Here's a miss by Minneapolis, and Southeast has a bat. Here comes Nakari across the timeline. Bryson Flax is stalking his bench, looking to see who he can put in for the final quarter. Kaysen Lilly for 3, racks it home. 3-pointer by Lilly. He has 5 and a timeout for Southeast, a 30-second timeout. 28.9 seconds left to go in the period. We're back with more Trojan basketball after this on KINA.
Whether on the field, court, or in the operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Saline Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 40 years of orthopedic service. If you need help staying active or just want to discuss options regarding the newest techniques and services and specialties that Saline Ortho provides, see one of our trusted physicians or visit salineortho.com. Saline Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
28.9 seconds left to go here in the third. Devin and Russ back here courtside. Brian's providing live stream video. Sam's back, hopefully getting the gremlins out of that dang computer. I don't know what that was all about. Sometimes you just got to kick stuff, Russ.
Just start pushing buttons.
Yeah. Well, I think that might have been what was going on. 59-15 our score here. Southeast of Saline on defense with the lead. Britton Leeds has come into the game, along with Sawyers, Kerr, Augustine, and Luke Gebhardt. Here's a block by Southeast. Mason Scott scoops it up, and he'll let a three-pointer fly. He made it. 9 points for Mason Scott. Down to the final seconds of the third. 59-18 our score. Sawyers with a three at the buzzer, and it goes off the rim, no good. 59-18, our third quarter score. Back with fourth and final quarter action after this. You're listening to Southeast of Saline Trojan basketball, and it's brought to you by Saline Surgical Hospital.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses acquire relief loans to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Salina Surgical Hospital is a high-quality surgical facility with a comfortable and home-like atmosphere. Together with our community's greatest doctors, we are committed to a patient care model where exceptional satisfaction is the norm. Every patient feels like they are treated with respect, dignity, and compassion. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local community-involved physicians. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure with us. Salina Surgical Hospital. Your voice, your choice.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline basketball on KINA.
Quarter by quarter scoring. Southeast of Saline dominated the third quarter after leading by 23 at halftime. They outscored Minneapolis 24-6 in that third quarter, now 59-18. Back for fourth and final quarter. This is going to go by pretty fast here, Russ, because we will have the running clock after Southeast of Saline established a 30-plus point lead.
Yeah, and you go back to that 24-6. Second quarter was 17-4 outscored.
Three different occasions tonight. Southeast of Saline has gone on a 10-0 run. They started the second half in such a fashion. Here's Parks in the middle of the lane from Minneapolis. Turns around, shoots it up high off the window, and it comes away on a rebound for Southeast. Augustine up the floor. Now over to Kerr. Luke Gebhardt. You can see now, well, there's a turnover. Daniel Kerr threw it. Mason Scott. Scott all the way to the rim. Can't get it to go. Luke Gebhardt will clean up the rebound. Up the sideline to Sawyers. Sawyers looks it in over his shoulder. Now he stops on the right wing. Plays it back to Luke. Luke will let a three-pointer go. That's no good. Leads down low. Britton sticks it back up. That'll crawl off no good. And Minneapolis has it back. You can see Bryson Flax almost planning for the future here of what might need to be done later on the season. So 4 starters out there right now, but he put Britton Leeds in there. He may need, because of foul trouble, Britton to play, so he wants to see how he's going to react with some of the starters. Now Sawyers comes out and Kirby Davis comes in.
And so far, in those 3 possessions, now 2 defensive and 1 offensive, Brenton Leeds has a block, an altered shot, and an offensive rebound where he missed a putback. So very good early minutes.
Great build, too. I mean, it's get him to figure it out a little bit and kind of get that aggressive nature that Bryson Flax expects these guys to play with. He can contribute to this team. Davis with it, up top. Hanging the ball above his head. He'll go left-hand side to Connor Castleman. Now back between the circles to Kerr. Here's Augustine floating in and scoring. Drake Augustine in double digits with 10. That is his most points in a single game so far this season.
Now 3 scores in double figures for Southeast.
61-18. Scott back and forth. A floater that rolls in. What a pretty shot by Minneapolis Mason Scott, and a 30-second timeout called by the Lions. 5:25 left to go here in the fourth quarter. 61-20 is our score, and another 30-second timeout here on KINA.
Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knopf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knopf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the southeast of Saline Trojans.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
Back at southeast of Saline. We're going to miss this place.
For a while.
Almost a month, like 3 weeks plus. Going on the road to Clay Center on Tuesday. No game a week from tonight on Friday. And then the week that we will spend that we always look forward to in Sterling for the Sterling Invitational Tournament. 6 games there, 3 for the girls, 3 for the guys. Here's Daniel Kerr for 3, buried at home. That's Danny's second three-pointer of the night. 64-20.
There's a good-looking shot coming out of his hand. Something about southpaw players, the ball it always looks better coming out of a left-hander.
He's Coach Flax's pet. I don't know if you knew that or not. Bryson also the lefty. 64-22. Nice little shot there. Put in by Owen Just on Minneapolis offensive end. Kerr's going to try another one of those three-pointers, and why not? He says, if you like watching me shoot, I'll just keep shooting them. That's 9 now for Daniel Kerr.
That may not be the last time he throws one up either.
67-22. And a block down low by Kerr. Ball will stay with Minneapolis after it hits the baseline.
And it looks like we got a new one checking in. Levi Allen now into the game for Southeast of Saline.
Levi coming in, 5'10 junior.
Connor Castleman may be out there.
Yep, he is out there. Levi scored 2 points earlier this season against Smoky Valley. Levi gets a deflection on the inbounds and stumbled a little bit. It's a race for the basketball. Minneapolis does a really good job selling out to save that ball. Nice effort that time by Owen Just. Here's a shot put up by Dalton Kruger. That's no good. And a rebound foul will be called against Minneapolis. It'll be Southeast of Saline basketball.
Yeah, Schaefer Nelson right there with a foul. Good rebound right there by Kirby Davis, battling inside.
I have Minneapolis with 2 fouls. Is that right? All night?
I have 3 fouls all night.
2 on Dalton Kruger.
Yes.
Yep, I missed that one. That's crazy.
It's hard to foul when you're the other team shooting layups and threes.
And making them.
Yeah. Maybe Schaefer Nelson right there picking up his second quick foul.
3 minutes left to go. Ball goes out of bounds. It will stay with Southeast of Saline. Clock continues to melt down. 67-22. Currently the biggest lead the Southeast of Saline has had. They built it up to 11 in the first quarter, 23 at halftime as Kirby Davis turns and scores. Nice little drop step away from the defender, back into the center of the lane there for Kirby Davis.
And the 10th Southeast of Saline player to score tonight.
Here's a loose ball. Castleman on the floor after, trying to fight off a couple of Lions. And he's going to turn this into a jump ball and a turnover for Minneapolis. Good hustle there by Connor Castleman.
Yeah, and I think that's what, as Flax is the first one to get up on the bench and clap at him, great hustle right there. So what do you like to see out of these younger guys that don't get a lot of minutes? They got a lot of energy. Get on the floor and make those hustle plays.
69-22, 2 minutes left to play. Going to be an early night before the scoreboard show, but take a look at that Chiefs-Raiders game coming up tomorrow here on KINA. Another Red Friday with Randy Picking as Levi Allen lets a three-pointer fly for Southeast. That's no good. Minneapolis bringing it back the other way. Down low, they go to Kruger. In between two Southeast defenders. Leeds gets the block, and then it goes out of bounds off of Allen, who is trying to save it, and will stay with Minneapolis underneath their own basket. Stay with us in post-game. We'll have a Vernon Jewelers gym of the game. We will also check final numbers for you. It's coming up in post-game, brought to you by Commercial Tire Center. It's a foul down low.
Might get Levi Allen on a hold.
Okay.
Working against Dalton Kruger on the inside.
Under a minute left to go. Daniel Kerr pokes a pass out of bounds.
As he soccer kicks it back in from behind his back.
I've seen him here on campus. That's not the type of football that he plays.
No.
Minneapolis trying to get it in bounds here. Kerr's going to steal it away, but then Minneapolis takes it back, and they will score. Joseph Wall, two-pointer, his first basket of the night. There's Castleman getting into the paint, and he's going to travel with it. Just the second turnover of the half on Southeast of Saline.
Kind of brings a smile and a chuckle out of head coach Bryson Flax right there.
13 seconds left to go, 69-24. Minneapolis has the last crack at it here. They will try a three, top of the key, and it goes in. Three-pointer there by Grant Rice, his second of the game, and that is our final. 69-27. Our final score. Southeast of Saline continues to march on. They are now 7-0 on the season. They are now 3-0 in league play. Minneapolis drops to 0-8 on the season. Still looking for their first win. 69-27, our final score. Postgame is next. It's brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers. Numbers from this contest, also a Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game, and a conversation with head coach Bryson Flax. It's coming up after this break on KINA.